Hello, everybody out there in the internet. Welcome to Aimless Babble Z, episode 202. I'm Ticketmaster, joined by...
Traptical.
And Gamer12.
Alright, so this week we're discussing Gamescom and all the awesomeness therein. After that, we got some Whatcha Been Playing, and then we're going to visit the stealth genre, because Game Trailers had this whole top 5 stealth games, and I was all like, the stealth genre is one that has not diminished in time, and it's still going pretty good, even though, some rise and fall, some have come and gone, but stealth games, are they here to stay? And we'll just gush about stealth games and stuff, and what our top 5s are, and what we love about them so much, because, we got new Batman, new Splinter Cell, new Metal Gear, and it's all coming out. It's like, yeah, still relevant. But, Gamescom, so yeah.
It was crazy. So, the night before, which would have been Monday night, I saw someone tweet that Microsoft was having announcements at something like 1 a.m. my time, which would be like 7 a.m. over in Germany, or around that. And so I was like, I'm not going to stay up. So I woke up and I saw that they announced their games lineup for launch day. And also that they had announced ID at Xbox? Is that what's called? Yeah. Their independent development thing. And yeah, my first impression was, oh man, I've decided the sort of totally objective, impartial persona is no fun. So I am, at least for the time being, I am a PlayStation supporter. So when I saw it, I was like, oh man, Microsoft's got game, because they they released this sort of strange trailer the night before and like changed the branding on the Xbox One website, and it was all about Xbox One has the best games. I think that's what it says now,
yeah,
right?
That's all right.
And I was just like, really? Okay. And then when I saw the list, I was like, well, yeah, there's some good stuff. And yeah, there's actually like exclusives that I will be upset that I won't be able to have on PS4. Things like boss mode in Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare, and Dead Rising 3 is actually looking pretty good now.
I would disagree about the Plants vs. Zombie thing, but that's not a game I'm looking for to begin with, so... That is another weird thing, is like how there's like still exclusive DLC weirdness, like the whole FIFA, oh, we have this mode and it's only on Xbox One, or like it was really weird. Ubisoft, it's like, I'm not gonna say it's weird, but it's like very smart what they're doing. They're like playing all the angles. It's like, so we give them Zombie U, and PlayStation will give them this Assassin's Creed DLC, and Xbox One you get the Division. But it's like, no, how about the Division? So, I wasn't happy about that, but I guess I'll get it later on the PSN store for like $1, like 12 months later, like it always happens.
I think that's the thing. Like, it's they announced exclusive stuff at E3, but it was stuff that I didn't care about. And then when they announced the lists on Tuesday morning, I was like, wow, these are things that I care about now. So like the Plants vs. Zombie thing, they said, oh, it's on Xbox consoles. And then this time they made a point to say, oh, this mode is Xbox One exclusive. So I was like, well, why would that matter if it's only on Xbox One? So obviously it's not going to be only on Xbox One. But then I was like, oh, then it's that mode. And I want that game. And then, I can't think of the other ones. Like, the FIFA one seems like sort of a downgrade. What they said at E3 was like, oh, Ultimate Team is only in the Xbox One version. And now it's like, oh, it's Ultimate Team Legends mode, which is only in the Xbox One version. So the PS4 version still has Ultimate Team mode, just not legendary character cards in it. But yeah, it went from... Call of Duty. Oh, it's like, well, I don't really care that the maps come out first on Xbox. So, whatever. But then, man, Garden Warfare. And yeah, for some reason, that's the only one I could think of. There were more, but I think that's the one that was like, oh, I am sad. Especially since there's been so much Xbox came out at E3. I was like, oh, smart glass only on Xbox, smart glass, and then over the past few months, they've all the third-party publishers came out like, yeah, so we're gonna have this app, and it'll work on all versions, and we'll have this app, and it'll work on all versions. It's like, well, so what does smart glass really give you when everyone is making their own app anyway?
Well, I'm not. No, I'm not going to say what I was going to say because it's not something I care about. It's going to be like repeating PR speech from Microsoft. It's like, wait a minute, no, that's not important at all. To have all this info about this movie while I watch it, because I'm totally not going to look at the screen while I'm watching a movie. Look at all the behind the scenes and all that stuff.
I can't wait. I must know how they made this scene right now.
I gotta say though, like the one thing that did happen at Gamescom is just like I think like it just killed my spirit for there ever being any game that is like motion based that I will ever care about, unless it's like outside of the whole standard dancing or fitness. I will count fighting in the dancing / fitness / sports just because it's like all you're doing is like using your limbic system, so it's like whatever, it's close enough. So it's like until there's some game where it's like completely breaks the mold of motion games, or when you're in front of some motion tracker game and it like takes advantage of other features, it's like until that happens, I'll just like stop caring about them and then just because it's like I saw that and I was like,
I think the limbic system
whatever.
is part of your immunity.
Oh, I thought that was your limbs and how you move, but I guess I'm wrong about that. Cause it's like, right, you're just killing dudes with a sword, and this game you're just fighting with your arms. It's like, Dance Central, you just dance around. So I don't know, dude. The bar has been raised by games I've played, even though I didn't play connected games. But it's like in my mind, I want something earth-shattering and awesome, not some. Oh, look at me, I'm moving around and stuff. So
I still think it's gonna happen, but I have no idea what it is. Judging from what we've seen so far, like, yeah, it's not gonna be anything like these.
Well, it was like that, and then I got all depressed about like Nintendo and how they still have like no Wii Sports 2.0 on the Wii U. It's like, oh, this is it, I get it now, and this is what it's about on this Wii U gamepad. It's like, nope, and I don't see it happening, dude. That was like lightning in a bottle. Their their stock is dropping, literally. So yeah.
Gamer, you have Xbox One pre-ordered still, right?
Yeah, I still have the reserve.
Are you going for it? Because it's like, if I had the money, I don't think it's a bad decision anymore. I'm only going for PS4 because it's like I think it would be crazy to get both at the same time.
Yeah.
But are you going for it?
Maybe. I know, because like when I saw that Titanfall trailer, I was like, "Oh my goodness, man, that game looks so good."
I can't believe you just said that game, right?
No,
like that game, every time I see it, it's just like a shooter with a mech that kind of is like Brink but better. So whatever.
Well, what I was impressed with was like the first Titanfall showing didn't impress me that much. There was the cool part where everyone's on the dropship, and it's like that's like the before game lobby.
Yeah.
But then after that, it just seemed really standard, except that it had mechs. I was like, huh, that was sort of underwhelming.
Well, I did like the extraction on this one. That was pretty cool at the end.
Yeah. No, I think like this time they showed it off like why it's different from other shooters much better. They showed the verticality with the guys sort of parkouring off the walls and like going up really high on the map really quickly. It's like, oh, see, that was something that I read about later, but I just completely missed when I first watched that first trailer. And then yeah, I think there have been games that tried to add story to multiplayer, like Killzone had a mode that was kind of like that.
Yeah.
Uncharted 2
Brink
had sort of events. Yeah, Brink was like that, and it was neat to have the sort of epilogue part of the game where it's like, oh, you lost, and it doesn't just cut and then have your commander yelling at you. It's like, oh, we lost, we have to get out of here, or they're gonna kill us all.
The only problem is it's novel the first time you see it, and then when you see it over and over again, it's like,
well,
I
see, I'm wondering if so. That was not a cutscene though, right? You're actually playing
that was the actual game.
Yeah. See, it's sort of like an extension to the game. Whereas,
do you think that that's still the part of their lobby system? Do you think those like any cutscenes?
I think that was actually them playing. Like, the round is lost, but perhaps there's some sort of bonus for escaping. Maybe you get more XP or whatever, which is what people care about now.
Well, something I read, I heard on a another podcast pushed you through was like something about like at the end if you're losing, like there's like an extraction, or like when the winning team, when they're extracting from a victory, it's like they have to hold out against the losing team because they have like, I think it's like when you're on the winning side, you have like a 1 life and you don't revive or something or respawn. So it's like you have to like actually try to extract. Yeah, like it tries to give you something to fight for, even though you you're winning.
Yeah.
So it's like not to just be like an endless. Oh, you lost.
No,
or you won.
so yeah, it's sort of like Tropical said. It's like a bonus if you actually escape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I think that's kind of cool. Like,
that's
Team Fortress 2 has sort of an after match part, which is completely meaningless, but it's there. It's like the losing team runs out and they can't shoot or anything, and then the winning team can just run over and gun them all down. It's like, okay, that's sort of a way to keep people in the game for a little bit longer while you load the next game.
That makes me think of the lobby for Red Dead Redemption when everybody's just like stumbling around and like bar fighting before the match starts.
So it's kind of something like that. I thought that was a really neat idea when I saw it. I was like, oh. But then on the other hand, Titanfall, you guys have pretty awesome PCs, right?
Yeah.
I need to upgrade, but it's okay. I would say it's got a B rating, above average.
Okay, yeah. So Xbox One, Titanfall is the thing that makes you want Xbox One?
Makes me want to keep it. I mean, I think the only other games I'm interested in, even though gameplay looks like garbage, is just graphic fidelity of Rise. Because what they showed though, oh my gosh, like
really,
they showed that gladiator combat. I was like, if the game was just like the sequel, the spiritual successor to like Shadow of Rome, I'll be like, oh man, I'll be so happy. But it's like it's not. It's like,
so
it's like, I don't know.
I read something about Rise where they apparently took out all the button prompts on the screen. Because when people see button prompts, they automatically think QuickTime events, and that apparently wasn't what it was. But first impressions, and it just like destroyed them or whatever. So they took them all out, and now it's just the enemies glow when you can do an execution or whatever.
That's what.
How do you know what button to push?
You just push any button, I guess.
Yeah. Do heavy attack or regular attack.
See, I think like the color of the button, like as an outline instead of the button letter, would be like a better idea. But whatever.
That's like the same thing.
I know, but it's like, but how do you know what button to push if it doesn't
think about how God of War solved it was like, you can do the button prompt, but you don't have to.
Right.
But I wonder if it's the same thing in Rise. Like, can you just kill the dude without doing that stupid execution every time? I don't know. It's weird.
Hard to tell what Rise is going to be now.
Yeah.
I still think, it's Call of Duty, but with sword.
Launch title. That's terrible. Okay, that's not terrible, but it's like it's part of the course for launch title. It's like, oh, it's a technical marvel. It'd be like, oh, this is what we can do, but gameplay wise, that's a small glass of nothing, no substance at all.
Yeah, it's weird because they kept on showing the only weapon the guy with the main character named player was using was that shield and sword. It's like, is that the only weapon in this game? Because you go against other people that have like dual swords, or one has like a massive axe, but I've never seen the actual main player use those weapons. I don't know. It's gonna be weird.
Or like back in the day, they had bows and arrows. Like, where's the bow and arrow combat? Seriously.
No, I saw one guy pick up a spear and he could throw it. But
I saw that at E3 Gamer because it was in the E3 demo.
Oh, was it? Yeah, that E3 demo. I don't know. It was skipping when I was watching at work. So. But yeah.
So, yeah, like if Titanfall is the game, what do you think of the launch lineup for Xbox One?
It's weird. Like, to me, it's weird just to like look at the launch lineup. Because it's like, on paper, it's better than like every launch lineup ever. But it's like I'm still pooping on it just because it's like it's nothing I care about. So it's like, it's good for a launch lineup.
There was one game that stood out, but I forgot the title of it. Maybe it didn't stand out that well, so. I don't know, because, like, I just want to keep it maybe just in case something, like, they announce something, because the Gamescom's still happening, so they might announce something in the middle of the week, and, like, Friday or something. Like, oh, bombshell, like, oh, we have this game, but I don't know.
For launch?
Maybe? Or maybe launch window? I don't know.
I mean, what if the next thing they announce is a price drop?
Oh, jeez. Or removal of Connect, because, like, you actually need it anymore.
Like, they just keep going back on features.
It's like, day one bundle is still $500, but we will have a $400 one without Connect, because you don't need it anymore. I mean, we like to give you choices.
Like, if they had a version without Connect and without the TV support, I'll be so on board.
That would be... Yeah, that would be nice.
Because I don't have TV in my room. I don't have cable in my room. So, I have no need for that.
I haven't had cable for... Wow, like half a decade.
Yeah, you could still able to watch shows because it's possible.
Yep.
And not to mention, there was that, I don't know if it's part of the news or whatever, but Sony teamed up with some company to offer live TV in the future.
Viacom, who owns like MTV and Nickelodeon and a bunch of networks.
Is it live TV or on-demand TV? Do you know? Did you read the story?
Well, the report didn't say that the deal had happened. It just said that reportedly they're working on a deal to get these networks on PlayStation. And yeah, it wasn't really clear on what it was going to be. Most people in the comments just sort of assumed that it was going to be live TV.
I doubt it. I think it's more of like what 360 is doing now with all the apps for video stuff, where it's just like stuff that's on demand or you can just buy.
Well, they did show in the Sony conference that they were partnering up with all those companies for their services.
Oh yeah, the apps and stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe as the months like go on, maybe I will like cancel button will be like more appropriate for the Xbox One, but I'm keeping it just in case because, like, you know, it's still out of... Is it out of stock? Yeah, it's out of stock.
No, GameStop. It's weird because like, GameStop still has, like...
sold out.
At GameStop? Because I like, went on their site, I think it was today, and they're like, yeah...
They have other ones. Like, the Day One edition is the one...
Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind. Yeah, because, like, I'm on the website now that says pre-order now.
Yeah. So, but I have to think, it's like, is that stupid achievement or those decals worth Day One? I don't know. I'll still keep it just for that. I'll keep it until the day it comes out. Until I see, like, maybe I should really keep the $500 for like more PS4 games, maybe.
That's a lot of games.
They have a ton of games. PS4 at launch.
So, well, do we want to jump into that or do a quick EA one?
You could do a quick EA one.
Did EA? You know, I only saw half of EA. And then I went back and looked at what they revealed before that, and nothing really struck me as super exciting.
I agree.
Could you go over it? Because I didn't have time. I didn't watch it.
Oh yeah.
I didn't watch the whole thing. I came in at UFC and I watched from that to the end, and I was just like, whatever.
Wait, did they show UFC?
They did.
Yeah.
How
did it look like compared to the
UFC?
No, compared to THQ's UFC.
Well, it's hard to compare because they only showed the next gen version.
Okay.
And so it was like back in the day when we first saw Fight Night.
So is it comparable? They have like the same system where it's like there's like rippling in the skin or some shit like that.
It didn't look as weird as surreal as that did.
Okay.
Like they have full body deformation, so one of the things they can do now is like if people are in like headlocks or whatever, the models deform realistically. So it looks like they're not. It doesn't look like they're clipping through each other. It looks like he's actually grabbing the guy. And then the facial animation system allows for a lot of different emotional states, I guess. So they look like the characters look like they are engaged in this activity, and they're not just like puppets or whatever.
That's
so
cool.
it looks pretty good.
I won't buy it, but that looks cool. It's good tech, I gotta say. Yeah.
Yeah. It makes sense for for the sport at hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they started off with Sims 4, and they talked about, there's going to be, beyond sort of just like physical motivations and stuff like that, you'll also be able to affect your Sims emotions now or something. I don't know, I missed it. Command and Conquer is going to have episodic missions. I think
is this still by the company formerly known as BioWare or something?
I don't know.
Because they were called BioWare or something, and then they removed all the BioWare references ever since Mass Effect 3, so...
I have no idea.
Oh, okay, so, okay.
What's it? Peggle 2 is, for some reason, a really big deal. I mean, I understand it being fun, but... don't know. Obviously, Garden Warfare, they showed off that you could play as the zombies, and they did sort of a spoof on their own... Or no, actually, they spoofed Call of Duty's trailers, where, like... the soldier is running, except it's a zombie, and then it sort of slow-mos, and then it pops out, it's like, oh, what class the zombie is, and what...
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
They must have made that in, like, days, then, ever since the COD reveal. That's cool. That is cool.
That was fun. They revealed something called Boss Mode, which is basically... it's been...
Gears of War,
like,
right?
No, Boss Mode is like, what's it called? In Battlefield, where the guy has a tablet and he could, like, command...
Commander or something?
Yeah. It's something like that, except it's both a tablet version and a Kinect version with, like, air pointing and presumably talking. Voice commands. Then what did they show? Oh, they showed a dev diary of Dragon Age Inquisition. What did they say about that one?
It's not shit this time.
It's so funny you say that because, like, there's, like, in my time on the Mass Effect forums, like, the one thing I did learn was, like, I'm glad I didn't get stuck in Dragon Age 1, because from what I've read, people didn't really like Dragon Age 2, so I'm glad I didn't get stuck on loving that franchise to only, like, not like the second game. And
I think they're just...
like, iffy on the third one.
They were just disappointed in how they just, like, rushed the hell out of it, too.
Apparently it was really different?
Yeah, it was more, like, action RPG rather than a tactical one.
Because the first one was something people were like, oh, it's like Neverwinter Nights.
Yeah.
And then the second one was not. Battlefield, they talked about the upgrade program.
Levolution, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, Levolution. The Battlefield Premium is coming back, so that's 5 DLC packs, I think, and it also transfers to next-gen versions.
Wait. So if you buy it once, you have access to both say PS3 and PS4?
I'm not really sure how it works. So, Sony later announced that they had a similar thing. So, a few weeks ago, GameStop and Amazon both introduced a program where if you buy a current-gen version of a game, and then you trade it in, then you only have to pay $10 to get the next-gen version of it. And then Sony, at their conference, they announced sort of a similar thing, except theirs is it's only a few of the games. So it's like Call of Duty, Battlefield, Watch Dogs, I think, Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
And there's a Warner Brothers game. I don't remember what they're releasing at launch. Anyway, so if you buy the current gen version of it, then you can buy the PS4 digital copy of it at a significant discount, is what they said. And then later, Activision released a press release that said, yes, we are confirming that we are part of this program with Call of Duty Ghost. If you buy PS3 version, you can get the PS4 digital version for $10. And we're also allowing transfers of Season Pass and your in-game progress for a limited time. And that was like the wording in the press release. And I was like, so I'm not really sure what that means. Because later I asked a guy at Activision, and he said, yeah, so for in-game progress, say you want to play on both PS3 and PS4, your profile and your soldier level and stuff, all of that carries back and forth. So it's like one profile, you can play it on PS3 or PS4. But we're not really sure about the DLC stuff.
Oh.
I would assume that you get access on both of them. Otherwise, it's like, well, that's going to be sort of weird. But then it said for a limited time. So does that mean you can only transfer for a limited time, or
when you transfer, it's only a one-time deal thing.
Yeah, it's like
only goes one way. But it's like those deals are kind of weird because like the games the system is launching November 15. Call of Duty comes out the first week of November. That's only 2 weeks. Guys, just wait the 2 weeks. What's the rush? Unless you're hanging with your friends.
See, that's the thing. Like, I was talking to someone in the Gap, and she was saying that she's buying the PS4 version, and she was like, I don't know if I should buy the PS3 version also to play with people on PS3 who aren't getting PS4. And then when they announced that deal, and like, so the PS4 one is sort of weird. Like, we're not really sure if it means you have to trade in your PS3 copy.
Yeah, I don't know how Sony's going to handle it.
Yeah, it's like, who would you trade it to? Do you have to mail it to PlayStation? Like, that's sort of weird. So I think what it might be is that you actually get to keep the PS3 version, and you get, so it's almost like cross-buy, or it's like a bundle.
Do you think they're going to have like the disc benefits thing on the PS3 versions, you think? Attach it to your account, so when you go to your account on PS4, it's there already digitally.
Or like you'll get it for cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking it's going to be.
Yeah, that's another reason why I was like, well, Watch Dogs can wait, because I can just get the digital version, and hopefully it's 6 to 12 months and not the first 3 months.
Of course, it could be as easy as just like they have a code inside the case.
Just coupon code for that.
Yeah, input this when you.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Although I think the disc benefit thing works, or makes more sense. I think. Otherwise, I can see situations where people are just like,
getting one copy.
Yeah.
Just give me yeah. You're right. I don't know how they made that work though. That's creepy. The disc benefit, like you can only use it once. I don't know what's on the disc that makes it.
ID on the disc, yeah.
Yeah.
But so I could see that situation. It's like, oh, that's kind of cool. You get both versions. It's like buy one get one for $10. It's like, oh, that's pretty good. And then you can play with both of your audience or your groups, because some people aren't going to be getting PS4. The other situation I could see is if you buy it now, and maybe not even a year later you buy the PS4, and it's like, well, now I don't want to play this inferior version. I want the better one. But then again, yeah, they said limited time. How limited is that? If it's going to be a month, it's like, why didn't anyone just wait to get the better version in the first place?
That just shows how fickle gamers are.
Yeah.
Yep. Can't even wait a month.
So yeah, Battlefield 4 stuff.
FIFA. Looks good. See the trailer?
Yeah, the game looks amazing. Apparently, it's 60 frames. Battlefield 4 is 60 frames on consoles.
That is nuts.
Which sort of, now it's like, what does Call of Duty have going for it? Just like
definitely not the community.
It's kind of.
It's got dog strapped to clothes.
But it's kind of crazy, like the back and forth between Call of Duty and Battlefield. Like they're both almost doing the same thing, but they're like at different scopes. Where it's like Call of Duty has dynamic maps, and like there's a gas station that explodes and like it topples over. But then like Battlefield's like the scope is so huge. Like, oh, there's a battlefield, but there's a tropical storm that's coming in while you're doing the battle. It's like, whoa.
That was so awesome. It's like, it's a tsunami. And we can crash our carriers all land and use the weapons from the ship. That was pretty cool. It's like, don't have that Call of Duty. Sorry.
Yeah. It was weird. The Call of Duty multiplayer thing, I was like, oh, I'm kind of excited. But we will see how it goes. Anyway, what else did they show? I think that was there. What was that?
I was thinking of something that Xbox covers I wanted to talk about, but then I was like, oh, this is CA, not Xbox.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I can't really remember what else they talked about. I think that was pretty much it. Besides like FIFA and UFC.
Is UFC coming out this fall or?
Oh wait! Forgot to talk about the FIFA thing where like all the Xbox Ones in Europe day one are with FIFA for free.
Oh yeah, bundle.
So,
which is smart for Europe.
Well, is it smart or does it reek of desperation? Like,
actually, I wouldn't say it. See, that's the thing I was thinking about. Like when I was watching, because I watched the Microsoft briefing, and it was like shorter than Sony. So I was like, oh man, this is way shorter. But like I watched that and I was like, wait a minute, couldn't you just buy a PS4 with a game for less than the cost of the Xbox One? I was like, because don't games cost us? Oh, they probably don't cost the same. I was like, if you do the math, I'm pretty sure that it would equate to being less still than the Xbox One, even some other currency from somewhere else.
So, not necessarily desperation. It's sort of like, I mean, they've been doing all these things to try to level the playing field since E3. So I think that's one of those things where, price, apparently they're unwilling to come down on. So I was like, okay, we'll give you a game, which is worthless to us. But
and if it's like one of those people that only play like FIFA and Madden or Call of Duty, it's like that's one of the their triumvirate of games that they yearly get.
Yeah. So they would get free FIFA.
Look, I have everything I need.
And then
why bother PS4?
Maybe they want the TV stuff. I imagine there are some people out there that want it.
Yeah.
They can watch all the soccer all the time.
Well, it's a smart choice for FIFA to choose FIFA instead of a shooter, because like shooter does not really a casual type of game.
Yeah.
So. Why can't they give me a free game?
You can achievement gamer.
Give me a sticker.
Americans,
thanks for being a sucker. Sorry.
Americans will buy our console no matter what. Is what they thought. Anyway, yeah, EA. I was not particularly excited by anything they showed.
Did they show Rivals again?
They did. They talked
did?
about it briefly. Yeah, again, there wasn't anything really interesting. Like, I think they wanted to play up that, I think it was like Ferrari is back in Need for the first time in however many years. Except, like, no one understood, I think. The audience was quiet, and then the guy had to say, oh yeah, it's Ferrari. And it's back in Need for Speed after being away for a long time. He set it up, right? He was like, oh, it's going to be, of course, exotic cars. And then the video played, and then a Ferrari pops up.
Yeah, he's like, the first time in 7 years or something.
Everyone's just like...
nobody cared.
What? It's like, oh, it's a Ferrari. Like, it's in Need for Speed. Like, oh, okay.
Is it kind of weird that... EA doesn't really have any original or new stuff to show.
Well, they let Riccatello go, so there goes that ship. Just saying. Good job, EA.
He was all about the new stuff. Yeah, that's one of the things I think. The launch lineup feels strong because we have so many annual franchises now.
Yeah.
And in the past, our annual franchises were sports games. And so when you saw those on the launch lineup, it was just kind of like, they're there. But it's like sports games. So it's slightly better versions than the ones that came out last year.
Yeah.
But like this time it's like, we got Assassin's Creed is an annual franchise. So of course it's coming out this year. And Call of Duty, annual franchise. Of course it's coming out this year. And shooter from EA, and luckily this year was Battlefield. And it's like, of course it's coming out and it's going to be good.
Great.
Oh, and one of the launch games was NBA 2K, right? I'm wondering, because that's one of my games I look at to show how much better is this console, because I still remember that transition from PS2 to next gen. It's like everyone had like cloth physics on their legs. And I was like, oh my god, that is nuts.
Those shorts bouncing? Yeah,
Yeah,
I
the
was
shorts
like,
bouncing
oh,
was-
man.
He was creasing. I was like, oh my god, what's the next? Well, because like from what is this? From not NC, was it N64 to N64 PS1 to Dreamcast. Everyone had like was like super real looking, and from Dreamcast to PS2 again to PS3 again. It's like they start to sweat. Like, oh my god, what's the next step of basketball simulation?
I remember that. I remember Dreamcast NBA. I think it was Tim Duncan. We were watching a replay up close, and then his eyes moved, and was like, "Oh my god!"
That's creepy, dude. Oh my god,
creepy. It was like, "Whoa! I never noticed that before."
Like, I'll be so disappointed if it's just like a resolution bump and that's it. Like, oh god, really, dude? Maybe like
worst.
reuse the crowds or something, since we have a ton of memory this time. So, can't wait.
Well, Live certainly looks next gen, but they've only showed a single player dribbling.
Oh wow! They're still. Oh my god!
Yeah, there was no Live. This was, I guess it's because it's Europe, so it's like, oh yeah, so UFC is the fastest growing sport in the world. So here's UFC, you guys are excited, and here's FIFA, the most popular sport in the
really
world.
Interesting. It's like, oh, we're in Europe now, so there's no Madden at all. I thought that was so awesome. I was like, why can't E3 be like this? There's no Madden at all.
Madden 25. It's a game that they play in the States. It's really popular. Oh, okay. So yeah.
Actually, it's funny. Like they instead of like bringing out like football or basketball players, it's like here's soccer players. That was pretty funny.
They did do that. They asked him why is our game awesome? Why do you think it's going to be awesome? Not in those words, but basically to that.
Did they have the same answer?
How excited
It's
are
because
you?
it's so real. Every player that comes out, like baseball, basketball, doesn't matter. Oh, because it plays so real. Thanks for the very vague answer, dude.
All right, we gotta stop with EA, otherwise they will be very upset at us.
No, I still have love for EA, even though a ton of people hate them. But yeah, whatever.
What was the Microsoft thing you wanted to say earlier?
I was just going to talk about Fable and how they like to you think they only have that it's a one horse or one penny show there with Halo.
Was that their secret?
Don't forget Fable
game?
because they roll it
What are
out.
you talking about?
Wait, what?
Fable is first party.
No, because there was that rumor before Gamescom. It was like, oh, there's gonna be a secret third-party game only for Xbox One.
Fable is first party.
No, I mean, was the game announced?
No, there was no awesome to be had at that Xbox thing.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, or at least not on the level of, I was expecting a Megaton and did not deliver. So.
Oh. Or we are talking about Microsoft now.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Because when we get to Killer Instinct, I was like, oh, when we get there, okay, I'll talk about it.
Well, they didn't show Killer Instinct.
Well, they had details. There's only gonna be like what 8 characters or something.
Yep. And they're $5 a piece.
$5 a piece, and then there's an ultra version that costs $40. Includes the characters, 6 characters plus 2 post-launch, and then costumes and shit.
Thanks, Capcom.
So we're going back to the Street Fighter.
You're giving other
2 days,
people
so it's
your business practices. Thanks a lot.
I don't know.
I think I might boycott you again this year or next year.
Wait,
yeah.
How many characters did the original Killer Instinct have?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I didn't
look it up.
Oh, I don't look it up again. Because man, 8. Oh, wait, 6 like at launch seems kind of small.
It's funny too because like Ultra Street Fighter is coming out and like we'll just crush it. So
Ultra Street Fighter has 5 characters.
Like
In
it
addition
has
to
like new
else that
characters
they
on
had.
top of all the new ones that they've already rolled out.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 11 characters.
So more.
Some of the designs are pretty cool though. Like Chief Thunder looks freaking badass. But
Yeah, It's hard for me to say anything about Killer Instinct because I never played the old one, and so I only know it by reputation, which is something like they were endless combos. Is that why people liked it?
I think it was just like so like bombastic and so frantic and energy packed each second of the game. That's why people were like so hyped up. Like I back then was so up. It's like all around it, and I just loved it. But then for some reason these days, like everyone just hates on it. Like it's like they didn't love it. It's like, what? I have no idea. It's like,
was it like super fast paced? Like Street Fighter is sort of slow paced. You're sort of looking for that opening, and then when you get it, then you do your thing and take off half their health.
I think people were just like they just grew towards it because like it was a sort of like the dial a combo system, which Street Fighter really didn't have. It just had like standard like punch kick. This one you could actually like put combos together and like just like do simple button presses, and then you have like a 15 hit combo, even though you only press 5 buttons.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know. It was just like back then the 90s style. I was like, oh, okay, but like these days, like it can't cut it anymore.
Yeah, it's. I think it will be hard because we've had such a rebirth of the classic fighting games, and I guess that one would be counted as one of those too. But I don't know.
They're like late to the party.
Yeah. It's been a while. Street Fighter 4 came out a long time ago.
Yeah.
That was the beginning.
It's like Street Fighter 4 came out so long ago that there's been 3 other versions of it.
Yeah.
That's how long ago that was. It's like Super Arcade and Ultra.
So was this was like Fable Legends their monumental announcement?
Well, did they show that at? Because I didn't watch theirs either. I just saw
it was just a trailer.
Just a CG trailer, yeah.
It wasn't gameplay. But it did look interesting. It's gonna be like for player co-op.
That is so weird. You'd think we'd be past CG trailers by now. I mean, The Order 1866 is sort of a CG trailer, but that's what the game looks like too. Can we expect the same
might have
thing
been
from
in-game
Fable?
stuff. Possibly.
No, Fable was definitely CG, my god. No doubt about it.
I don't know, gamer, the graphics on these new systems are so good you can't even tell. That face and that, oh man, I'm not even gonna get it. I'm gonna wait to like lose my stuff on that trailer, but yeah. Cause there's like a trailer from Sony that like, oh man, that was awesome, like this one moment, like this face was like, oh man, looks so good, but yeah.
Well, yeah, I think we'll just go into Sony then, cause I can't think of anything else significant that I saw from the other two. Microsoft significantly did not announce a release date, did not announce a Connectus version. Their ID at Xbox thing, which is their independent, wow, that was weird, independent developers initiative, seems like they've only been working on it for maybe only a little while.
Probably a week. Because like, even at the conference when they said, "Oh, we wanted to ask developers what they want," it's like, "Are you guys late to the party or what? Your system's coming out in 2 months, and you have like barely any indie support except for like Below, which is not coming until next year anyway." It's like, guys, oh my god,
it's weird. Like I've been reading a lot of forum comments and it's like, "Oh yeah, see, they had one all along and they just didn't tell us about it." It's like, then why have all the indies been saying that they don't have anything or they haven't heard anything from Microsoft? And yeah,
actually, it's interesting because at their presser, they said something about like how the Xbox One can be used as a dev kit, since it's like that's also how they're going to be.
Well, yeah, they
finally
finally confirmed it. You actually have all the power in the box rather than the app.
But they also said something about like more details to come soon or something.
Yeah, that part seemed kind of like a downgrade. Like when they first sort of accidentally, quote unquote, revealed it, everyone was like, "Oh man, that's awesome! It's going to be exactly like Ouya, where you just buy the retail kit and then it's a dev kit and then you can just use it." But then when they talked about it this time, they said
they'll give you 2 dev kits.
Well, no, they said like
right?
it's not going to be at launch. Our long-term vision is that every system will be a dev kit. And then, but right now we're only taking applications, and your best bet about getting approved is having made a successful game before on something else. So it's kind of the same, except that they can self-publish.
Yeah.
That was one of the disappointing parts. I think in the future it will be kind of cool. But
I love how like that inside that indie video is like one of the main points, discoverability, because like man, Xbox Live Indie Games was so hidden in the game store, like terrible. I don't know. Who knows what will change it, but we'll see.
We will
in 2 years.
Actually, so I'm predicting that after next year's E3, Microsoft will have more of a chance. Because I was watching one of the morning shows, and they were saying like, so if you make a bad first impression, it takes 5 good impressions to erase that first bad impression. And I was like, okay, so the TV Sports was first impression. And obviously that one was bad. So E3, arguably, some people thought it was good. Then they got Gamescom, PAX, and TGS. So that's 4. So if all goes well, after next year's E3, people will care about Xbox One.
Wait, did they mention their TV plans for Europe?
No, they did not.
Damn.
Well, C-Gamer, when you're not rolling it out.
Oh, you're only rolling for 13 countries.
That happened this week. It was like, initially it was, we're rolling out in 21 countries across the globe. And then now it's like, we can't do that. It's 13 countries, mostly English-speaking.
Localization is hard, guys.
Making a console is hard.
It's because you attach TV to that system. Stupid. Idiots. But yeah.
Anyway, so when I sat down for Sony, it was, with Xbox's launch lineup in mind, and I was actually thinking, oh man, it's going to be really close. Wow, the Sony show was quite good. Watching it was not that good, but the content was really good.
Especially for Vita. I was like, Vita's back.
Well, trying to be back.
Well, yeah.
Still a very hard uphill battle for them.
Yeah, I don't know what they can... I think how much was Vita before the price drop?
$249.
Was it $249?
Yeah.
Okay. Not as significant as I thought. Why was mine... Oh, I bought a...
That's pretty significant, dude. $50 is a large amount.
Oh,
and it gets it to the magical $199. Take them, we'll buy it. Which is all that matters. Especially since there's a Walking Dead, my most favorite game of 2012.
No,
edition.
Walking Dead is
I have to
also
talk about it. I bought that.
I know you already told me.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
How? It's not...
I'll talk about it later.
Okay.
Wait, let me preface this, like, the Sony conference. Because, like, okay, first couple seconds, Shuhei Yoshida comes out on a chair and shows the interface. Is someone listening to our podcast? Because I definitively said, like, one podcast some time ago, why can't there just be, like, someone just go up to the stage, use the interface, and show us how it's done? And for some reason, they've done it for this show. It's like,
Wow. That's so awesome.
That'd be great.
Hi, Yosp.
I don't think he's listening, but someone is. Because I swear to God, when that happened, I was like, holy shit. It's like the same exact idea I had for what someone should do showing interface. But, like, yeah.
I gotta say, your idea was really classy. Like, when I saw it, at first, my first thought was, because of the way that it was on the stream, you just saw the top of a guy's head on a chair, on a leather chair with his back turned, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, there's a dead body on the stage."
I thought they were having technical difficulties.
Yeah,
like there was nothing happening. There was a green screen at one point. It's like, did the system just crash or something?
It looked like they were like flipping through the inputs. Like, is it this one? Like, no, this one. Video 2? Oh, there it is.
Well, it was weird because even before that happened, they had like an indie audio in the background, like,
there was like,
but there's like no video. It's like, oh, is something supposed to be happening?
I think there was supposed to be montages. Like there was another part where there was music playing, but everything was blank, and I was just like, I think that
someone messed up. Yeah,
wrong is going on here.
The year of technical difficulties.
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you think of the interface?
I like it. The original trailer that they showed seemed sort of ugly, but this one looked a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, to what struck me about that part was not so much how the interface looked. It was the functionality that they showed off that's built in. So the live on PlayStation thing where you could just pull up a whole bunch of live streams and watch them, that was crazy cool. And then the more awesome part was when he joined the game directly from that. That was crazy.
That's cool.
Although it made me wonder how practical, how useful that's actually going to be, because oftentimes I'll go into Call of Duty and it shows like a list of everyone who's in game, and I try to join them, and I'll go through 5 or 6 different people, and it'll all say, "Oh, server's full, server's full, server's full, server's full." So it's just like.
But now this time, Tactical, you actually can watch the match and see, oh, are they going to go into a lobby? Then I could join the game.
So now I can. But I don't think it's like every game though. They have to be streaming it.
Yeah, the person has to be streaming. Yeah.
Right. So sometimes I'll be able to do that, but other times I'm not sure. I mean,
or maybe like Steam, it'll grade out if the option's not present for you to join their game.
That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that they're going to have some sort of indicator so that I'm not doing sort of trial and error on every single game to try to join one of my friends and like, everyone's in a full game. Why? Because this is the game that's everyone's playing, and it's a launch, so not many people have it. But just enough to fill every single lobby in the game. It was exciting to see. I really liked the presentation of it. It was just, we don't need to say anything. This is what it is. Boop, 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 boop. Like, oh, cool.
And then, like, when he actually tweeted, you guys did go to his Twitter account and see the actual picture he posted.
That screenshot was there. That was really cool. It's real. It's happening.
It's happening.
Oh, so like share button shares pictures and video.
Yeah.
I do wish.
I remember that was like one of the features I wanted in like PS3 to take off was like screen capture, just so I could like do weird stuff. But like never happened.
Well, it's available for every dev. It's just that you have to enable it.
Yeah. It's just one of those things nobody uses. Yeah. It's like, ugh.
I wish the screenshot feature is as easy as on the Vita, where you just like hold 2 buttons and like takes a snapshot.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to like go to another menu to take a picture. I wish hopefully it's that easy. But yeah, that was a great opening.
They should, that'd be really good if it's some sort of. Well, I really like how Steam does it, where you take a bunch of screenshots while you're playing, and then you just upload them all at the end. So far, all we've seen on the PlayStation is that you push share, and then it brings up do you want to share a video? Do you want to share a screenshot? Do you want to share, I don't know, something else? Hopefully, it'll be that good. Yeah. But yeah, from there they start talking about PS3. Gran Turismo got a release date, December 6th.
Yay!
Super excited.
It's coming out. I was wrong.
Yay! I was right. No, they announced some kind of cool stuff for it. So, what was it called? Vision Gran Turismo?
Yeah.
Apparently what they're gonna do is they partnered up with a bunch of car design and like lifestyle brands, different designer type people, and those people are gonna design concept cars And then the Gran Turismo team is going to build those concept cars in Gran Turismo.
Was the Michael Jordan label like a South Park thing where it's like one wheel? Or what? Am I just thinking did I just see something that I just like on my mobile phone?
You're just seeing
something. Okay. That's what I thought I saw. It's like,
okay,
Michael Jordan brand into making a one-wheel car?
Oh. Well, like Nike was in there too. And, well, I guess they're part of the same company. Jumpman.
Have you read, is it going to be a launch, is it like a one car a month thing, or
they
their launch?
They want to do it as quickly as possible, but yeah, it's not going to be all at once. It's going to be slowly over time as they get more and more designs into the game. Then they're going to release them like that.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's a really cool thing. The other thing is they gave first details on the Gran Turismo movie. I am cautiously optimistic. You know, when you first hear Gran Turismo movie, you think, I don't know what you think. Need for Speed movie? You think Fast and the Furious? I don't know, but
didn't he say it was more of a documentary?
Yeah, it was based on Academy.
Yeah, well, so it's going to be fictional, but the GT Academy is sort of the inspiration of like the human element to the movie, and creator of Gran Turismo is going to be involved in it, so I think that's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, I was thinking it would be maybe something like the story of Gran Turismo, as has been popular with like Jobs and The Social Network. But this sounds like it might be pretty good too. At least it won't be all I guess I would say janky. If it was just like, we're driving so we get more money, and then we buy more cars, and then we drive some more. That would be weird. Although faithful, I suppose, to the source material. PS3. The cheaper PS3, the 12 gig, $199 PS3 is out in the US.
Sort of a rip-off, because you can get Grand Theft Auto 5 later on at $280 with a 500 gig hard drive, or 250.
Yep, it's a 500.
Oh, 500, so kind of a weird price point.
The fool everybody that doesn't know any better games.
And you could only because like most PS3 games have mandatory installs. Like Splinter Cell has like 12 gig installs, so that's gonna be weird.
That was like my first thought. I saw it and I was like, so that would basically be my one game system. Man, what else was there? They talked about Beyond coming out. Did they show a trailer there, or was that later?
No, they showed a trailer.
I don't think they... Oh, wait. I'm trying to think. I don't think they did.
Oh, they showed a trailer at Q&A.
Yeah.
They showed this extra scene. Oh my god, I bet you the title screen. Just her, like, half-faced, like, talking. Oh, God, can't wait. Again, 2 more months.
Does that game look better than it did?
I think it's hit and miss. That game is hit and miss. Like, sometimes it looks good, but sometimes it looks like other garbage.
Okay. That trailer looked really good. I'm like, that's weird. Is it just like the polishing phase now?
I hope so.
That would be a nice surprise.
Come on, Quantic Dream, V-Sync. It was screen tearing all over the place the last time they showed it.
I don't know. Like they basically wanted to say PS3 is still going strong, and you should buy it because there's a cheaper one now. Then they moved on to Vita. They announced this thing. I think it sort of was overshadowed by everything else. They announced in Europe at least mega packs, and it was something like 6 to 10 games for $35 pounds or euros or whatever the currency.
Okay, I was confused on that part because I thought those were like bundles with the Vita. I didn't think they were like on their own.
No,
Yeah.
they were on their own.
Oh man!
They
Yeah.
also have bundles with those mega packs.
So it's like you can get the hardware with a mega pack,
Yeah.
or without.
So they won't have those here?
I don't know. They didn't say.
I don't think so.
That would be awesome if they did.
Because they're basically saying it's like there's like 900 titles you can access on the Vita. 150 of them are Vita specific, and then they're like, yeah, so because of this giant library we've made, we can have these mega packs, which are lots of games in one package for a pretty cheap price. I think that would be pretty cool here. But yeah, then they announced the price drop, $199 in the US, and also memory cards got discounted. Although
significant, my bottom.
Yeah,
my God, it is not significant. Minuscule,
I
like it.
$20, like okay, but then the discounts are progressively smaller the smaller the memory card. So instead of $100 32 gigs, now you can get an $80 32 gig. Instead of a $20 4 gig, now you can get a $15 4 gig. And the ones in the middle vary. 16 gigs seems okay, maybe. Still way more than flash memory should cost.
Yeah.
At those sizes. But, yeah, 16 gigs I think is $40 now. It used to be $60. So, at least, I think psychologically, the $40 number seems way better than the $60 number, whereas the $80 number doesn't feel quite as good in relation to the $100 number.
Is there like a rule for like $1 a gig or something? Because they should totally like use that or something.
They should, but no, there isn't. Then they actually announced new games for Vita, and the one that everyone has wanted is actually going to be real. Borderlands 2 is coming to Vita.
So do we know anything about like if our progress will transfer between the two games or anything?
No, nothing. It's so sad. Although I think you got to think that that's the one thing that would be in there. You know, if they can't make it so that you can play with people on PS3s, I think cross-save is the thing that they have to make possible. Otherwise, what is the point? And that's the original context for the idea was they were talking about that. They asked, are we going to get it on Vita? And then, I can like level up my character while I'm away from home. And Randy Pitchford said, we really don't have the manpower or whatever, but, if Sony were to help us out or something like that, then yeah, we would totally do it. And then, so yeah, if that's the original premise, like, that better be the thing that they put in. But no, they said nothing, so we have no idea. Yeah, reiterated Tearaway, Killzone. Then they announced Murasaki Baby.
Which means purple. Murasaki means purple.
Yeah.
But babies.
Baby meat.
I learned that in Japanese class in middle school.
Nice. It's, I don't know. What is it? It's like a...
It's like a platformer, but you shift the level when you shift the Vita.
Yeah,
around.
Like all touchscreen, and you're like holding hands.
I mean rotate, not
girl,
shift.
And she has her mouth above her eyes. It all looks really freaky to me. But there's some interesting things. It also seems to follow the Tearaway tactile world, where there were certain things in the environment that it wasn't highlighted or anything, but the guy was able to touch it, and I was like, oh, he's spinning the windmill. Like, I had no idea you would be able to do that, but you can, so looks like there's going to be a lot of touch interactions in that game. Then the other one was a free-to-play game coming called Big Fest, in which, and I actually thought this was a really awesome idea, where the premise of the game is you are making a music festival, but the music in the game is all from real unsigned bands. And so when you're promoting their music in the game, because it's like a social game and there's a social aspect, you are actually also promoting those unsigned bands to your friends. That's really awesome. I think
I missed that. That part when they were talking about it. I must have missed that part. That was from actual bands.
Yeah. I forget who they partnered with, but it's some group that promotes unsigned bands. And it's like, oh yeah, so using a.
Because I was like, who would want to play a concert promoter simulator?
I would now, because you're doing real promotion. It seems really cool. I'm excited. Although they didn't specifically say where it was coming out, so hopefully it's also the US. Was there anything else, Vita?
A lot of indie stuff. Well, they kind of like did a whole like dual rollout of a bunch of indie stuff for like Vita and PS4.
Okay.
That was tied together.
Yeah, well, rather than going... Did you guys all see it?
I did.
Okay. It was a lot of games. And for me, it was really exciting. I think, yeah, they understand the core gamer really well. The core gamer now are people who want something different.
Yeah, they're not like, oh, I love Call of Duty, I play it all the time, it's the only game I play.
I think if you're an exec and you're not a core gamer and you're just like trying to win in the game's business, you get the Xbox's launch lineup, because if you look at those games, like, oh yeah, we got the shooters, we got the biggest shooter in the world, we got the people who are trying to be the biggest shooter in the world, we got sports games that are the biggest in the world, and at least in our country too, we got the amazing giant multi-million-dollar franchises, Assassin's Creed.
It's basically just the money makers.
Yeah, it's just like we got. And it's like, oh, but we want...
Who has the biggest teats that we can milk?
We want casuals to play this too. So we got Just Dance, which is, yeah, I guess Just Dance is also one of the big money makers. And we got Zoo Tycoon, which was a money maker back in the day. Yeah, it's just like, that's what you would get. Whereas with PlayStation, it seems like what they're getting is like, oh, these are the games that gamers think are awesome right now.
I like that there's just like so much free-to-play stuff. It's like, that just changes the complete dynamic of a launch when you have a game you don't have to buy and you can get tons of time out of it. That's just like brilliant to me, like how you that you would do that. Like that plane game, like I just found about this game because like one of my friends on Facebook was like, oh dude, we should play this game and blah 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 blah. And then like lo and behold, I got it on Steam. And then lo and behold, it's on PS4. It's like, wow, that's like I don't even need to get it on Steam now. So just get it on PS4 and play.
That would be War Thunder, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Is that just a plane game?
Yeah.
No, it's Land, Sea, and Air.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yep.
I heard it was
I've yet to play it though.
Planes, tanks, and whatever ships there are. That's crazy. That's gonna be so cool.
I know, epic air battles. I've been waiting for Commander, but I haven't played it yet. So it says no Star Fox from Nintendo. Oh, seriously. I'll make my own R-Wing. It'll be a human one, and I'll call it like an F something something, or A something something. A-Wing.
That's really neat. First they showed a bunch of indies, which were either already out on PC or were like pretty soon were going to be out on PC. So things like, wow, why can't I remember it?
Fez?
Yes, Fez. Minecraft is going to be at launch.
Oh yeah, Minecraft. That was weird. See, okay, that was weird. Didn't they show that at Xbox or E3 for Xbox One?
They
Well,
did.
the Xbox One edition is exclusive to the Xbox One. I mean, Minecraft is it? I was confused. I was like, what? I thought this was exclusive.
Yeah, I know.
Perhaps it's just Minecraft proper.
Yeah.
Minecraft Prime.
Like
But
it
it's
matters.
weird because it's for all three platforms. I wonder if you're able to like carry over your stuff from one platform to another.
Probably not on Xbox One because it's so close, but on PS4, who knows what you can do without that DRM restrictions that they have.
I can't remember any of them because like they did sort of I guess we would consider them third-party indies, and then they did first-party indies, which were they would be like second-party indies, which was sort of blew my mind. Like I was sitting there watching it, and the guy said, "Oh yeah, this one is coming console exclusive debut or exclusive console debut or I don't know, some mixture of those three words."
See, I was like wondering if that just meant time exclusive.
Yeah, just time exclusive.
Most of them are coming out on PS4 first. And that was sort of it. And so I was sitting there, I was like, well, that's cool, but that's the thing that we've always talked about with Xbox, where it's like, they don't really have exclusives. They have exclusives for now. And then, PS4, like, that's kind of the same thing with these indies. But then they turned around and, started talking about Worldwide Studios, and they, instead of talking about the big guys, which they sort of checked, they were like, oh yeah, Naughty Dog, Santa Monica Studios, the Media Molecule, they're all working on something. And in fact, all of our studios are working on PS4. So take that. And then, but they went and say, yeah, but in addition, we are working with 50 external development studios that are making exclusive PlayStation software. And then they went into it. They talked about the Chinese Room, who made Dear Esther. And they're making a game called Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, which is on Crytek 3 and looks fantastic. And if you played Dear Esther, which I have not, apparently it's really awesome and different. It's like first person, but not shooting. First person story. No, that'd be confusing. First person. Anyway, yeah, people are excited for that. And then they showed Tequila Works, whose last game was Deadlight? Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
It was the zombie game side scroller.
Oh, that
Xbox.
I think that was it.
Yeah, they're making a PS4 exclusive called I think it's pronounced Rime, R-I-M-E, and it looks like a cross between Ico and the Wind Waker. And then what else? The Helldivers from the guys who made Magicka on PC. And that game, Magicka, is insane. I don't understand why more people haven't talked about it. That game is so fun. It's hilarious. The magic system is very interesting, where you dial in what spell you want and then you cast it. And it's like just mixing elements together. It's such a good game. And they're making Helldivers, which is, it seems to me like a Diablo with guns. And I read later.
Okay, wait. So, by Diablo with guns, do you mean like Borderlands?
No, this is
or do you just mean
like, almost like Diablo, cause
like isometric?
It's isometric, yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
that's still cool because
isometric with shooting. Isometric shooting.
Okay, that works. That works too.
Apparently, well, there's some very intriguing stuff going on with that one, where, first of all, it's cross-play between PS4, PS3, and PS Vita. So you can have any of the versions and play with other people on other versions. And they described a scenario as like, oh, maybe you don't want to all sit on the same couch. Then you can have, like, 2 people on Vitas and 2 people on the couch. And, like, the Vita people can go sit on the floor or something. And I was like, that's so cool. Like, that's what we've always wanted. 2 people sitting on the floor. And then they talked about the storyline is supposed to be something that the entire community uncovers together. And they were sort of vague about that, but that idea sounds very interesting. Oh my gosh. There's so many games. I can't really remember. Like, those are the 3 that stuck in my mind, plus Resogun.
Yeah, Resogun.
Yeah. I saw that, I was like, it's basically Defender, but super awesome in the way that Super Stardust was basically Asteroids, but super awesome. Oh my gosh, I saw some gameplay from the show floor, and it looks insane. I was looking at it before, and I thought, yeah, it looks okay. But then when I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, every time you shoot guys, their bits and pieces just, like, land on the ground, because now there's ground. And so there's just, like, particles everywhere. Spark particles in the air, living particles, which are bullets, and then pieces of guys who are now particles. It's just like, oh my gosh. So many games.
So is this also including Wasteland Kings and Rogue Legacy?
Those are like the third-party ones.
Oh, okay.
The 4 I just mentioned are actually being published apparently by Sony Computer Entertainment. Or I don't know if that's exactly the case, but the trailers all started with Sony Computer Entertainment Presents, and it's like, does that mean they entered publishing agreements? Even though they can self-publish if they wanted to?
Yeah, that is weird.
Well, publishing agreements are different now. Like, you don't necessarily own the IP if you're publishing a game, and then now developers sort of get the benefits without the whatever the opposite of benefits is. Yeah, it was crazy. I just someone's got to take over. I can't think right now.
All right. So after that,
many games.
So after Sony vomited in your mouth with games, you better like my vomit. Oh.
Oh my God.
So what was after the indie stuff? Oh, they did announce like Hotline Miami 2, Binding of Isaac, that sequel to that game. Then what was after all that amazing stuff?
What's crazy was that a lot of that stuff is also going to be on Vita.
Yeah.
It's just insane. And that just like, I don't know, Vita sounds very desirable to me now. I mean, maybe that's because I already own one and I've experienced it. Like, a lot of people, they seem to think that there are no games on Vita, and then when they hear, indie games, they're like, well, they're like cell phone games. To them, indie games mean cell phone games. I was like, not really true. And so, yeah, everything is looking good as long as people can understand what's going on. But yeah, no, I think the next thing was third party. They actually, I thought it was over, and they moved on to Ubisoft, didn't they?
That's what killed me. That's what killed the pacing for me. They showed the exact 2 games again. Like, come on. Of course, with one demo they did show the remote play feature, which was kind of terrible because they never showed how to get into remote play. Like, they never showed it happening. The guy just said, he's just going to continue where I left off, but looks like they just switched the feed.
Yeah. That would be disappointing. I think there is hope for it. I think remote play wasn't that good on the other systems because they weren't really, that was not the thing that they were most concerned about when they made the PS3 or when they made the PSP. When they made the Vita... Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, and the PS3 doesn't have the CPU power to actually generate image, compress it, shoot it out, and have the PSP react fast enough to, respond.
So with the PS4, I think there's hope because it doesn't have to all be software. Like, there's hardware components. It has a dedicated video encoding chip. And so obviously that's going to be faster than software. And then, the Vita is in a post remote play era. Like, it was developed after remote play was. And you gotta imagine they had that in mind, because if they've been developing the PS4 for 5 years, and the Vita only came out last year, then there was some overlap.
Yeah.
And then Gaikai is software, and apparently it was very clever software, and that's how they got streaming HD quality games. So it's like, okay, so you got hardware dedicated to streaming, and you got software dedicated to streaming. This should work. This should be exactly the way that they showed it.
Well, it sounds like the NVIDIA Shield almost, where it's like you have to have a 600 series card to make streaming work.
Yeah. So.
And it looked fine remote play wise, like over the shoulder, whatever. Because we can't really see from that distance. Like, is there compression effects? Is it that visible? So we have no idea what it looks like until we get it into our own houses. So hoping, it's good.
Yeah, so far, like, responsiveness wise, it seemed like it was performing as you would want it to perform.
Yeah.
So.
Did we skip over the Twitch thing?
Oh, yeah, we did.
Okay, didn't they show that on Xbox One? It was like a big thing, or they?
I think they showcased it that it's integrated into Xbox One.
Oh, okay.
But this one, someone did point out that the videos that he was watching from the live PlayStation thing, area thing, they were all Ustream videos.
Oh,
so
really?
Is the Twitch thing just for streaming to Twitch and not for the PlayStation area thing? Who knows?
Well, according to the Twitch blog post, they said that they're going to have... So their streaming is integrated into the share button part.
Yeah.
They do have a viewing app also.
Oh, so you have to use that specific app to view it?
See, that part was unclear, and I can actually pull it up. But it said, we will have a viewing app, and as demonstrated at the E3 game, or at the Gamescom press conference.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, they didn't demonstrate anything like that except for that part at the beginning.
Yeah.
So I was like, are you going to be able to pull up Twitch feeds from that also? Let's see.
Yeah, that's what confused me. I was like, okay, then why did Microsoft bother to show this at E3 when Sony has this thing?
It's kind of weird because if you're streaming, the live PlayStation area looks like it's like it has to ping from a certain web service they're using to get those feeds from, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it has to be a singular service they has to be pinging from. So I don't know. I mean, Twitch integration is still awesome because I thought, man, for the longest time I was like, oh my god, am I gonna use Ustream?
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, oh, it's gonna be expensive.
But yeah, since they announced, I was like, oh, jumping for joy. It's like, I already have a Twitch stream. Let's do it.
Okay, so I guess it didn't say that. All it says is that for those who prefer to spectate, we're also having a viewing app available on the PS4. So, yeah, maybe it might be just a Twitch app that you have to use on the PS4.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully it's not as broken as the one on mobile phones, so...
That one is just... lazy.
I should have never upgraded. Never.
Oh, it used to be good?
It used to be good. Yeah. You actually could search your anyone's stream, all games. It doesn't matter what game you're looking at, whether or not it has one viewer or not. You could look at it. But they updated it so that it has to have, what's that called? 300, right? Viewers or something?
Man, that's terrible.
No, they could only show the top 300 videos. So if your video is below the top 300, you can't be on mobile. Garbage. But,
yeah, that sucks.
So that's cool news. Twitch.
Yes, that's very cool.
Okay, it was weird because they made a point to say that the Shadow of the Beast game was like an old game that was awesome, but I never heard of this game. Have you heard of this game?
Well, it's like a Europe thing because it's on Amiga.
So
okay, so it's one of those, like, it's on the Master Drive and super awesome, but we never had a Master Drive.
Pretty much. I actually went and looked up video of it, and I was like, I don't get it. But okay, whatever. We'll see how it goes. I mean, that was the only one. Although I could believe that one was like in engine, even though it looked like a CG trailer.
I don't know what to believe anymore. After what it comes out, it's like I'm so.
I gotta say, man, that conference, whoever's doing the camera work, terrible.
Yeah,
so
terrible.
Bad.
Oh my god, what's up with all these far shots? Come on, what? I didn't see anything. Ugh.
Yeah, when it first started, I was thinking, oh, are they trying to like? Because you know how after the conferences, you'll go to any number of websites. Game trailers, IGN, and they'll have trailers for these games, and they'll just be like cuts from the conference. So they're just like, oh, we'll just cut off everything and just have the trailer, and then we'll post it as the trailer. And I was like, are they trying to not let them do that, and then so they can release the trailers themselves later?
Maybe.
Which they did. I mean, all the trailers are released now.
Yeah.
But it was just like, is that why they did it? But that's so annoying. Yeah, it was not like, that's what I was saying in the beginning. Content wise, it was very exciting, but it was just not that fun to watch.
Yeah, especially trying to watch it on a mobile phone. Jesus.
Man, it was tiny.
It's like dime. And then I think they ended with the big news.
Jab at Microsoft, saying that the message is consistent.
Yeah. Let me ask you this: do you think that was necessary, or is it like they really low blow them in E3? It's like they low blow them. They're on the ground, and this one was just a kick in the nuts again. It's like I don't think it was that necessary to do that again. You know.
Yeah, I think what it might have been was maybe, I don't know. It was, Microsoft responded. They were like,
yeah, it's like,
oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, was it necessary? No. Did I enjoy it? Yes. Even though when people do it at Nintendo, I'm kind of like, hey, not fair. People were taking pot shots at the Wii. I was like, whoa. At E3, I was like, hey, not cool. Jack Tritton, not cool. E3 or Microsoft dude.
There was the our boxers have important features like arms. Anyway, Microsoft responded. They said, oh yeah, well, they've been trying to make these policy changes into a bad thing, but actually it's a strength because we're able to listen to our customers.
Are you kidding me? Wow.
And I think the underlying message of Sony is these people, even though they're doing good things that you like now, they're the same people who came up with those policies to begin with that you hated. So do they even know what they're doing? Like maybe they've gotten to this point and it's like, okay, now what? We've done everything. We've reversed everything that everyone hates. We should be good, right? Now we can just launch this thing and we'll be fine.
Yeah, I agree. It's just like, I don't think they just, I don't talk about it.
But yeah.
It's just this air about them. It's just like, they don't get it. They just don't get it.
They'll be fine. They'll survive.
I don't know, gamer. 1 million pre-orders, can't be wrong about how bad a job you're doing.
Or do you think they're doing less than 1 million?
I think so.
They
don't have.
I think their pre-orders were probably not that great, which is one.
And now I'm all pumped for the NPDs, just like see how bad it is. But then again, I guess it is like a launch, so it'll still be good.
Well, probably 360 will still outsell it.
That would be weird, and no, that's probably true.
It is Black Friday, so
Yeah, it's cheap.
Oh yeah, good point.
it's like Microsoft is gonna like revel in. It's like, oh look at that, oh a 360, oh sold PS4, suck it. I'm like, oh, well, but yeah.
But yeah, so they announced the release date, November 15th for the US and November 29th for Europe. And they're launching in 32 countries. Japan is not one of them. So apparently
Wow.
Weird.
they've scheduled a Japan conference on September 9th. And so that's when the Asia market will get their news, is what they're saying.
I think what they're doing is they're like allotting more units to Europe and US, and then they're probably going to have like less to Japan since the market there is shrinking. So
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
I think it's just crazy though, because like they've always launched a PlayStation console
yeah,
there first.
it's weird, but it makes sense.
Vita, PlayStation 2. It's like, oh man.
It's just, I don't know, the whole PlayStation thing has become much less Japanese-centric over the years. Especially now. And it's been all Europe until Naughty Dog's Uncharted 2, and then it was like, oh man, now it's all Western market developers that are doing everything awesome. And, you know, The Last Guardian, okay, but it's not coming out yet, so...
Yeah, we haven't seen, I don't think we ever have seen a Japanese PS4 game. Even conceptually.
Not from Sony.
Which one?
Yeah, that's true. Well, Knack.
I said not from Sony.
Oh,
Knack is being
Knack is Japan Studio, but that's first party. I haven't like seen like because Capcom they showed the Deep Down, but Deep Down looks did you see that? Oh my god, looks terrible now.
Wait, it does?
There's like a small snippet of game footage, just like snapshots of the game.
Like, that would have.
I'm not gonna believe you. I want to believe in that game.
Look
Shut up.
Good.
that was the game
downgrade.
that got me pumped.
Downgrade.
No lies. I do not believe you.
Well, this is So yeah, that's
anyway. Metal Gear Solid. I'm sorry. I completely that went over my head. Like Metal Gear Solid 5 is.
Oh yeah, Japan next gen.
So yeah.
I thought it was on PS3 and 360.
And next gen.
Oh, it is.
Yep.
Oh.
That trailer was next gen, dude.
What?
Yeah.
The 360 one?
Xbox One. The one that was trailer E3.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I thought. Okay, that's why I thought that game looked so great. It was like it was on 360. I was like, whoa, 360 games look awesome still. It made me a believer in the current gen still. And you're telling me it's on Xbox One?
Yeah. Or that trailer was for next gen. It wasn't specifically for Xbox One, but for next gen systems.
Right.
I see. Well played, Kojima. You fooled me.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, their presence has been low.
Yep. I mean, I think they're trying to make them significant again, at least for Sony's first party. But yeah, I guess we'll see. You know, maybe I think they are sort of being region specific with each of their reveals.
Oh, so at TGS they're gonna bring out the big Japanese guns, like
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Bang.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
It was funny. I was watching the IGN feed, and they were just talking about, you know, Microsoft has no big stages before launch. They're not going to be at TGS, and they weren't really at Gamescom either. You know, they did like their small thing at Gamescom.
Are they not going to be at TGS?
Nope. Or yeah, they're not doing anything there. It's crazy. Anyway. So yeah, those were the press conferences on Tuesday.
So what do you guys think about the date?
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Usually Nintendo's always like at least, or not at least, but like it's always going to be before Black Friday, so you can get it out before that.
So it's kind of a weird question. It's like I'm already trying to think of the future already. But it's like, because it's November 15, do you think everyone should just wait until Black Friday to pick up the third-party games, like for like Assassin's Creed and like EA, because usually they get cheaper like 2 weeks, 3 weeks after they get released?
Well, okay, so yeah, I guess we go through it now. I'm hearing Tekken is not going for PS4.
Yeah, like I put my pre-order down, but it's like, I've been saying, and I've been like a strong proponent of this, like, this gen still got legs left in it, and like, even though they just said that 360 gameplay footage was Xbox or next gen gameplay footage of Microsoft 5, and I was fooled. I don't need to play Watch Dogs PS4 version to enjoy the game. I can play the PS3 version and have it look jankily, whatever. I played the janky version of Splinter Cell on PS2, and I was like, whatever, I don't care.
You were gonna play Watch Dogs on PS3.
Gamer.
You're gonna spend the same exact amount of money I'm gonna spend when I buy that game for PS4. And you're gonna tell me in my face I'm gonna still enjoy it.
Yeah.
All right.
And besides, GTA 5's out, and it's not on next gen, so I can still fall back on that and be like, you know what? I need to buy a $40 box because I have games to play on my current box that are as good, if not better. Well, actually, as good and better than the. Like, we are at our peak in current gen development. Like, there's no point in playing inferior games that are like launching, because that's what you get at launch. Is just, I mean, yeah, I know I've been saying like, oh, they're good for launch games, but I mean, they're not like up there with like Batman or Splinter Cell or Gran Turismo 6. Like, there's like, the cream of the crop is like coming, and it will show you, there's still life in the current gen.
I partially agree. I think that was true in previous generations. It is less true this time, I think, though, because, yeah, well, one, there was the annual franchises thing, and so, like, even though most of them are games you don't care about, it's just like, that we've just gotten so much better at making games, and it seems, with the architecture being so much easier, before, like when PS3 came out, arguably you could get God of War 2, right? Which was like, oh, this is like way better than anything that's coming out on PS3. And it's like, well, why is that the case? It's because PS3, they were developing games on unfinished hardware, and it was really hard to figure out, and it was just like, they had to spend a lot of time on tech, and then they couldn't really make a good game. But this time, they don't really have to spend as much time on tech, because it's basically PC tech. And everyone has engines that run on PC. So they're able to devote more effort to making the game part really good. And it's hard to say if any of those are going to be really good at this point, but the chances are higher. Like at this point, when you look at it, I think the next gen games are at least going to be on par with most of the games that are going to be out on current gen. Not all of them. I don't think anything's going to reach Grand Theft Auto for a little while, or Gran Turismo 6 for a little while. But yeah.
I get what you're saying, but like to me, it's like the first 6 months I can wait because it's like it's just, or like I can like wait until there's that game that I need to buy a PS4 for before I just start getting it to get a third party non-exclusive game that I can play on a piece of hardware I already own. So it's like, yeah, money better spent somewhere else.
Yeah, I could always wait until February when Infamous Second Son comes out, and that looks probably the first amazing looking.
Yeah, see, that's the one I was talking about. Cause like, in that new trailer, they showed the dude's face, and I was like, oh, looks so good. Just, man, that face, man. And I'm not even sure if it was in-game or CG, but I'm so sure it was in-game. It looks so good. I was like, is it in-game? I don't know. Uncanny Valley is just like, I'm falling through it, so I can't even tell.
That last scene from the trailer is, the fidelity of the picture is like, oh my gosh, it looks so good with the rain and the neon lights and just the lighting and everything. I was like, this is what in-game looks like now. This is crazy. This is the world we live in. Yeah, I think for me, I don't Well, so it's hard for me to say, because right now is during Gamescom, and obviously the hype is in full effect, and so everything looks awesome.
That's the other thing. Tropical dragged me into this when he got hit with the hype ray, and it spread to me, and I was getting infected. It took me like 3 months or whatever E3 was to like come to my senses, and I was like, whoa, take it. Whoa, take it. We're about to make a rash decision here, dude, and we didn't make it, so calm down, dude. So,
yeah, like, the logical me a few days ago was like, okay, why am I... The only reason anyone should be excited for next gen right now is because they're excited about the hardware and what the hardware itself provides. And that's not a crazy thing to say anymore, because beyond games, these hardware do a lot of other stuff. And so, like, for me, like, the new camera stuff is actually really interesting to me. The playroom that they showed is like, oh, that seems really interesting. And, I want to feel like there are more rumble motors in the controller now. It's like, oh, I want to see what that's like. And the touchpad is apparently being used in interesting ways. Like, did you watch the Infamous video on how the touchpad is being used?
Yeah.
No.
Awesome.
There's just sort of, like, really natural seeming, you're doing something analogous to what the character in the game is doing.
No, because like in Infamous, when you absorb stuff, you press R2. But here, they could release R2 for other stuff and just use the touchpad to the same exact action. So I was just use up a button, so that's cool.
So for me, a lot of it is like, oh, I'm excited about the hardware itself, and I think, that is the only reason anyone should be excited for it, because besides Killzone Shadowfall, I don't think any of the launch games are super, super exciting, besides indie titles, which may be on PC already by that time. But then another thing for PS4 is, like, once you get it and you have PlayStation Plus, there is so much stuff to play. Like, you don't have to buy any games. Day one, you just buy the system.
Oh, yeah.
Get PlayStation Plus.
Oh, Tropical! Dude, you just made it perfect sense. Like, if I get... Because, like, you won't be able to get those if weeks pass and you can't get it on the store, and, like, you don't have a PS4. It's like, because I could have it on my account for free for life, because I'm a Plus member for life now, so it's like, or you just, let's not, great. Now do I think about this?
It's crazy. It's like, there's just so much good stuff. There's, besides the Plus benefits, which already they've said that Resogun, Binding of Isaac Rebirth, and Drive Club Starter Edition, or PlayStation Plus Edition, are going to be free games. But in addition to those, War Thunder is free to play, DC Universe Online is free to play, and they're like improving that game to take advantage of the PS4, and then bringing those improvements to the PS3 version. So that's going to be really awesome. PlanetSide 2 is going to be free to play. Warframe is going to be free to play.
Blacklight.
Yeah.
Blacklight Retribution is free to play. If you're truly serious about, like, I'm going to clear my backlog, you buy the PS4, and without even buying anything, you have a backlog.
See, that's why I was gonna, like, call it Operation Steamboat, and just, like, play all my Steam games and, like, try to clear it, get to, like, 25 to 50% or whatever, and then, do that for a year, see what happens, just, like, whittle it down. But I think I'm just getting used to, like, always having a backlog, but it'll never happen. I'll always have one, so it's like, whatever.
It's so hard.
Settle with the fact, and no taking that you'll never finish all these games.
Yeah, so I think Gamer's idea is a good idea. Don't buy any games at launch, and just wait for Black Friday sales. And I don't know if they're going to be stingy with them either, because the next gen game prices are the same as the current gen game prices. So if someone is going to do a buy two get one free thing, why wouldn't they include next gen? They're exactly the same, and it's like you can include them, and someone who has a next-gen system is going to buy those games, or you could not include them, and then you just don't get any money from those people.
And I might get some more Twitch viewers on my streams if I stream Watch Dogs PS4 PS4.
Man, let's see if Twitch can even keep up with the demand.
It is gonna be crazy.
Because they're gonna get like exponentially boosted with PS4 and Xbox One.
1 million people streaming all at the same time. The new menus. It will be insane. I don't know where I was going with that. Gamer, what are your plans?
I'm just gonna pick up Killzone and hold on, someone's calling me. Shit.
Yes, Killzone is the game that I would get if I was getting games. And you know, at this point, well, it's hard to say right now because it is the hype time. Like right now, I'm thinking, oh man, I want Killzone. I want Knack looks really good now. Drive Club, yeah, I'll get the full edition. Battlefield 4 looks amazing. Call of Duty Ghosts, I want both versions. Watch Dogs, Assassin's Creed 4. It's just like everything. Everything looks good right now. And
that's the thing. Like with that whole upgrade game thing, it's like I could just upgrade Watch Dogs and like not have to worry about it. So I could be like, oh well, that was a game I was gonna get anyway, so I didn't need to get it. But now that you have to make me think about the whole, what are they gonna have on Plus for free on PS4 for the next month, however many months I don't have it, I'm not getting free stuff that I'm paying for. It's like, I guess I'm not paying for it, but like free stuff that's out there. It's like, I feel cheated of not getting my free Plus games.
More free stuff.
Yeah, it's like double free stuff because it's 2 consoles, not just 1.
Get the Vita and you have 3.
Oh my gosh.
So much free stuff.
And they just dropped the price, man. I'm gonna be so broke soon. I'm just gonna be like, whatever, I'm buying another game.
Alright, I'm back. Yeah, Killzone. Maybe Knack, but I'm still... Because the new trailer looks great.
The new gameplay looks really good.
Yeah, it looks good.
It seems more varied than what they've shown before.
Yeah. And then a ton of third-party stuff. Battlefield, Call of Duty, Watch Dogs, Assassin's Creed.
Ew.
I don't... Wow, this is such a reversal. You're like... You hate Assassin's Creed now.
It is funny how that happened. Like, the first game, loved it.
I hated it.
And now I'm just like, it's dead to me. It's like, the third one burned me, man. I just couldn't get past the prologue. It's just...
You couldn't get past the prologue? Jesus.
It was too slow, man. Just... I wanted to get to the action. I didn't want to... Too much build-up.
The game is 15 hours long.
It is?
Yeah, it's long.
It's not that long.
Game. It's not that long?
I thought it was longer.
Oh, it took me 15 hours.
I heard it was longer.
You can... So... I understand if you play all the side stuff, the game is better.
Yeah, that's what I did.
And I didn't play any of the side stuff, so no, it was not that long.
Oh, okay.
But then I didn't think it was that. It felt very broken plot-wise. It's like, why is this happening now?
Yeah. I don't know, hopefully, the gameplay of 4... is okay because I've seen it's the same shit we've seen in 3, so it's like I don't understand what makes this any different from 3. So other than there's an underwater segment, but we'll see. It
seems like a combination between 3 and the Vita game.
Yeah, they showed the chick from Liberation.
Yeah, she's also in it too.
She's in
it. Like the systems are. It feels like both of them because they added more stealth. Whereas previously you couldn't really stealth. There was only like certain areas where you could stealth.
Yeah.
And then, because, you know, in previous games it was about, they called it social stealth, hiding in plain sight. And now it's like actually hiding as if you're actually hiding.
You mean predatory stealth?
Yes, predatory.
The good stealth.
The good stealth.
That's why I don't like this game. Because their stealth is terrible. It's like, you know, you play an assassin, but you don't really assassinate people because, you know, not really stealthy, so...
Alright, for me, Assassin's Creed I just love the killing animations. Like, it's amazing. It's like stab.
I like the ocean. I think that's why I'm super pumped for Assassin's Creed 4 and Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But the third-party games, I could hold off until Black Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me, it's like unless there's like just a disparaging, distinct difference between PS3 and PS4 Watch Dogs, I will not feel let down.
No, Watch Dogs, I will pick up day one for sure. So Watch Dogs, Knack, and Killzone will be my launch games.
I think we can save our stealth game discussion until next week because we went pretty long with our Gamescom.
Well, so there was actually other Gamescom stuff that was announced later that was really exciting. Tekken, you saw XCOM Enemy Within.
Oh my gosh, that was the game that was like FPS4, dude. Like
I saw that, I was like, oh, another one, and it's November, and it's the 12th. It's
I know,
3 days
right?
before PS4.
Wait,
that one broke me.
Is that coming out this year?
And
yeah,
you can be a cyborg guys your characters or have them be like genetically modified. It's like what? Just
Mecha
wow. Giant mix and it's like it's on. It's like FPS4, dude. Like I can just play XCOM.
What the
XCOM,
hell?
Batman, GTA, not on next gen. F them.
Is this like a standalone expansion or full-fledged sequel?
So
it's an expansion.
Yeah, it's an expansion.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's a Sid Meier's style expansion. So it's big. It's
Nice.
loud.
It's nice for those who enjoy that game.
You didn't like XCOM?
No, I want to play the Bureau first because it's so simple. Hoping it'll invigorate my interest into XCOM Enemy Unknown.
See, I feel like that was a conspiracy theory on like the Bureau of like why it came out after Enemy Unknown was to like get the brand out there and like people reacted good to it. So it's like, ooh, let's put the Bureau out now, even though it's
Oh, really?
kind of a mess.
A
Wow.
ghost of its former self.
Wow.
It's the FPS.
Not
While
as
as an
advertised.
FPS, it sounded more awesome than what we got. Like,
Wow.
you have to capture enemy weapons, and then you could use that tech in future missions. But like in what I've heard of the Bureau, is that there's none of that. There's none of the research, and it's like what? That's like one of the main cores, main core ideas of XCOM is to research, grab stuff, capture enemies, and none of it's in the game.
It's very sad.
I'm still happy I got it for cheap. So piece of gaming, kisses. I got 2 games for $68. That's nuts.
That's the other thing about PS4 is like any next gen stuff. I'm good for the next 6 to 12 months because I can just get on PC unless it's exclusive. So there you go.
My PC cannot. Anyway.
And even if I can, I can just spend probably no less than $400 and have it be awesome.
But by then, what's the point? You just spend the $400, get a PS4, and then be happy.
I know, but I need to have like my PC and console be on parity. So any like stuff that comes out that I'm like, I don't know about this, get it for cheap on Steam. And be like, oh, that wasn't that bad. Didn't spend $60, but whatever.
They also announced an expansion to Diablo 3, Reaper of Souls. Has a new character class, the Crusader, new enemies, and the loot system is actually going to be improved once again. So here's hoping that works. I'm mostly in it for the story, so I'm good either way.
Did either of you see the Dying Light video?
Yeah.
The 12-minute one?
Were both of you unimpressed?
Or also called Dead Island, the real sequel. Seriously, man, there's just Dead Island all over again. Like,
That's true, actually.
I was so unimpressed by that. I was like, ugh.
It seems
Really?
more...
Ugh. It's like, why would you ever not run from them? Why don't you just like run the whole time? Like, why'd you ever stop and fight? If you can do all this ninja
like
stuff.
it killed me like when he had the electric sword. I was like, God, really, guys?
Yeah, we'll see how that one goes. Other announcements. Let's see. Oh, I guess we missed a Little Big Planet hub. Brings free-to-play to Little Big Planet. Apparently what it gives you is like the first worlds of both Little Big Planet 1 and 2. You can collect all the stuff in there, and then you can sort of microtransaction other stuff if you want. And there'll also be like a brand new world.
Technically, they're already doing that
Yeah,
with the costume packs and like level packs. So I guess it works out.
I really think they should do that with more of their games, actually. Not to be, I mean, they should always have the version where you can just buy everything and it's $60 and it's just like the way that we know it. But especially like multiplayer stuff.
Yeah, Gamer was talking to me about Mass Effect 3 about that.
It helps if you have sort of a free entry point because, it's not just you making the game. There has to be enough players out there playing the game for it to be fun for the people who actually like the game. So, for example, like Uncharted 3, when it became free-to-play, it's like, oh, suddenly there's a lot more people playing. And I think that happened with MAG temporarily, when they had sort of a free tier of MAG. It's like, oh, there's like more people playing. That's good. And so Little Big Planet, it's like, I don't think we need more people creating because there's already way more stuff than you can possibly ever play. But I guess it is good to have a active community.
Yeah.
At any given time.
And what's nice is that they're putting everything into one package rather than, oh, here's a third game, here's the fourth game.
Yeah.
You just play it. Here's one thing. Create here, play here. So that's cool.
Yeah, I think they've. Sony have done a lot of their older franchises have become free to play. Like Buzz is now free to play. SingStar is now free to play. Everybody Dance is now free to play, and those types of games is like, yeah, if these weren't free to play, there would be no one playing them. I actually think it would be. I would really like it if like The Last of Us had a free component, and there was just more people playing that, and God of War's multiplayer. Oh, and Twisted Metal. That one really needs a free to play one. There's like no one playing that game. Like Starhawk. Starhawk got a free to play version.
Did it?
And there was more people. I think so. Or was it? Oh no, they just wait. No, I think they did. I can't remember. I think they did.
I think it was too. I'm not sure.
Multiplayer, anyway, and you could like buy single player separately.
Oh, maybe you're right. Oh yeah, you're right.
Wait. I thought Warhawk was...
No.
Oh, wait, Starhawk. Yeah, Starhawk...
Wait. Yeah, I'm confused. Wait,
I'm confused. I thought you were talking about
Starhawk. Are you talking about Warhawk? Warhawk was not free to play.
Yeah, Warhawk you had to buy.
You're talking about Starhawk is free.
Yeah, Starhawk had a free to play version.
Oh.
I think more people are playing Warhawk now than Starhawk.
Yeah, that's sad. But yeah, sounds good.
Yep. So, yeah, Tuesday was very exciting. I was very happy. So much free stuff. So many tiny games that aren't going to be $60. It's just, man, it's a good time.
But yeah, the better analogy I meant to make when we were talking about the whole current gen versus next gen was like, you take the best games from this year and the best games from the console launches. Well, I know who'll win, and they're not. Or the best games from this year that are not on next gen, and the best games from the next gen console launchers, and compare them side by side. I knew who'd win. It's not going to be next gen, just saying.
That's true. I would agree 100% with that.
Yeah, they have to play it safe. There's no other explanation.
And not only that, it's just like, even though it's PC architecture, there are differences, and so they aren't going to be pushing those systems to the full potential like they are now on the current systems. And there's no Batman on next gen, so...
Also no Borderlands 2 to get the new DLC, which will be coming soon. So.
Yeah, it's like, no Batman, no Grand Theft Auto, no Borderlands 2 DLC, no...
There's a giant hole of where those cream of the crop games I'm talking about are, and you don't have that on next gen, so... And where that hole in your heart when you're warming up your cold plastic box that has nothing to play on it.
They will be cold. Apparently, they run a lot cooler than the current gen consoles. That's great. I like that.
We can all thank Microsoft for that. One thing to think of for.
It says, going off topic a little bit, but it says Watch Dogs is getting released November 19. So does that mean I'll get Watch Dogs on PS4 4 days early?
Yeah, I would think so if you get the bundle.
I don't know, actually. Well...
But yeah,
well,
that's
maybe.
just something I thought, yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Lots to look forward to. PAX, I think...
TGS, cannot wait. I want to see awesome Japanese games.
I know, and it's going to be pre-PAX. It's going to be like a week before PAX when they do their Japanese showing.
Oh, jeez.
Fun. And in the meantime, there is just so much that we can play on the systems we already have.
There's a ton of games that came out this week.
So.
Game industry. You're bleeding me dry before I can get a new system.
That's the other thing. It's like, dude, there's like a game a month. I don't know if my bank account can take it to be able to like keep that amount of money I need to afford a PS4 in it. I know I could hold the line, but
I think you're gonna break the game. I think you're not gonna get a PS4.
I don't know. We'll see. I still haven't canceled it, but I will when GTA 5 is in my hands. I'll be like, all right, I have this. I don't need anything else. I just got to play it first, but I'm pretty sure it won't be terrible. But just in case, it's like Plan B. But GTA, I can crack it on the game, so it's like, oh yeah. But yeah, I have faith in myself. I'll get through this PS4 list.
I think we need to revise our game lists for the the end of the year. Because wow, XCOM is coming out this year.
I know that just dropped right into like. Luckily, it's in I think November, so it's like nothing is coming out except for Watch Dogs for me. So, unless GTA is like super long, but we'll see. But I remember getting sucked in so bad on GTA 4. It's like I don't even. I gotta take a vacation again. It's like I'm so glad.
Did you hear about online, man? It's like it has payday.
I know. Okay. See, that's what I wanted to bring up. Was like, okay, on that trailer, like, do you guys think like GTA 5 will out payday? Because it kind of looks like it will. Possibly.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think it'll be like there'll be some parts that are better because you could roll up with 16 players, or is it just 8? Maybe just 8, and go into a bank, go to a liquor store, and like, I'm gonna rob you. Oh man, cannot wait. But it's kind of weird. Oh wait, go ahead.
Well, yeah, I think because with Payday, it's just so much more. Yeah. Not only that, it's more advanced in that sense. Like, I can't imagine GTA 5 will have it in the way that Payday has it, whereas, like, the cops in GTA 5 are only going to come from the front door, whereas in Payday, they come through walls, they come up the elevator shaft. It's insane.
Yeah. They rappel down from ceilings. Oh yeah, they drop out of helicopters too now. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
So, yeah.
Okay, never mind.
With Gamer. Some stuff will be better, but yeah, it can't out Payday.
Okay, we're gonna like stop our Gamescom talk and aimless antics that we had afterwards, and we can start our Whatcha Been Playing after this.
What do you expect Microsoft will respond with? What date? You think it's going to be Call of Duty? Or no? Or after?
I kind of think it's gonna be
The Tuesday after.
well. So what's that? That's the 19th.
It is, yeah, the 19th.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like they have to go before.
Ooh, what if they went like the same day? They're like, "F you, Sony. We can take it, bring it." Because I think the time would be bad to go after because it's too close to Black Friday. So it's like you'd want to go, and like people would have already gotten PS4. So like if you're not going before, you want to go at the same time.
Or do you think it'll be that Tuesday before that Friday? What is it?
I would say, okay, actually I changed my mind. I would say before or same day.
Okay.
They'd be like, you know what? Let's do this. Console war on, bitches. Just throw down.
I don't know. Microsoft hasn't been baller like that though. Like Sony has been. I mean, they've been doing stuff exactly like that. Like Sony is doing the stuff that the fans have wanted them to do for so long, and we never expected it because, you know, you expect them to behave corporately, but they didn't. They released a video like, here's how you share games on PS4. Thanks. And yeah, this is like, these are, you know, blatant things that they're doing. Whereas Microsoft has continued to behave corporately. And so going on the same day doesn't seem like something they would do unless, you know, maybe they...
It would be like whatever day that would like maximize their sales, and I would think it would be the same day because it's like people that don't get PS4s would be like, oh, well, there's Xbox One here, so it's on the shelves, nobody bought it. Oh, I get this Wii U thing, I don't know. Got this weird gamepad.
I don't know. Like,
oh yeah, it's only $100. Wii U sales go through the roof because it's launched on the same day.
You think let's say, because remember they had at Best Buy when they had like Nintendo demo kiosks, they had like a Microsoft spokesperson go through the lines and tell them, oh, why haven't you picked up Xbox One? Are they going to do the same thing where they're going to go to the PS4 launch line? It's like, oh, why don't you pick up Xbox One rather than a PS4? Oh, man.
I think the PS4 launch line is going to be incredibly hostile to those people. They may die. See, that's the thing. Like, on the one hand, I don't know if it even matters, because it's like people who are going to get it on launch day have made up their mind.
Launch day thing where it's like day one people line up and just go ahead and get it.
Yeah, the day one.
It's going to matter.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like the day one people, they don't care. They've already decided which one they're getting. They've decided today. They've decided before today.
That's the other thing I want to keep my pre-order for Amazon is like I know it's going to be so safer. It's like I don't risk it, man. Going outside in the line and stuff.
But yeah, like if they're gonna have anything on the shelf and it's gonna be like a shelf battle, yeah, I think they have to go before.
Yeah, I'm guessing that Tuesday or Sunday before the 15th.
They just come out and, you know, people come in and they'll just say, hey, you want Call of Duty, right? And then they'll be like, yeah. It's like, this is a prettier Call of Duty. And they'll be like, whoa. And then it's like, yeah, so get this, because you can get it now. And it's like, okay. And then they got their Call of Duty on Xbox One.
Oh, Call of Duty, man. Is it just me, or is that the game getting dumber? Like, there was that one mode where they were warping all over the place.
Yeah.
Is that Blitz mode? Oh my god. I was like, what the hell is this? Like, everyone's just gonna play Deathmatch and Team Deathmatch. Like, that. Or Search and Destroy, or, what was that? Yeah, Search and Destroy. Who's gonna play Cranked? Who's gonna play Blitz? Like, no one.
I think, so the thing I saw today was that, people believe that Call of Duty has fully embraced the fact that they are not a military shooter. They are just about game mechanics that happen to be shooting with a military flavor, but, you know, like, there is no resemblance to their game and what soldiers actually do, which is weird and unfortunate for the legacy of Call of Duty, but you know, I guess they weren't this successful back in the day when they were about soldiers and the Call of Duty.
I forgot to mention this, but did you see that Killzone 4 like multiplayer video where they showed you could create your own like playlists.
Oh yeah, I thought that was cool.
Like they actually
I
created
think,
their Spies versus Mercs type of mode. Like, holy shit!
yeah, I was gonna say like if I made a gameplay mode, it would be like one life, and I'd be like the go-to version of like, okay, Tekken, we want this like one life one life game mode, and I'd be like just like, okay, we like it's like one life pistols, one life like all weapons, and just like mix it up. Like that's like the one. I think that's like the one thing I would stick to if I like made much for that game. It's just like you have one life, you don't respawn. You have one life, you die, it's over, and just. And I was also thinking like you could like take a bunch of I used to play like a bunch of laser tag, and so I was thinking like you could take like a bunch of like different laser tag modes and just like put them in there, and like they'd work exactly the same because it's the same process of like you die, you respawn, but you don't physically respawn because you're like your pack has to like regenerate or whatever. So. Where you can shoot again, but like it works the same mechanics. You can just like take a bunch of those and like put it in the game and like work perfectly.
God, we're never gonna get to what we've been playing because
oh yeah.
I just remembered they also talked about Beyond Two Souls and dang it, what's the other one? Knack.
Okay, Chapter, we can just call it the Uba Gamescom edition because Gamescom is still going on.
Yes. And Uba is perfect for it. Yeah, Beyond Two Souls and Knack both have multiplayer.
What?
What?
You didn't see this?
Beyond Two Souls?
Yeah.
Give me the article. What the hell is going on?
How is that going to work?
So Beyond Two Souls is a couch co-op because they found that most people played like Heavy Rain and Fahrenheit together with someone else. They sort of had like the puppet master and the person actually using the controls. So in
I like the part when you saved your wife's character. That was great.
So
not breathing. No, get it like this. I'm sorry, that was so great.
So yeah, for Beyond Two Souls, they decided to add a mode where like one person plays as what's her name? The girl, Ellen Page's character.
Oh, Jodie.
Jodie, yeah, and not Foster. Anyway, Jodie and the other person plays as Aiden, the mysterious entity, and it's sort of like asynchronous. Like one person is playing the character, and then they switch over to the other person, and then the other person holding the controller is playing as the other character.
That is cool.
I was like, oh, that is a neat way to have two people be able to play the thing. They also have tablet controls for it, so the second player can be using a tablet and not a DualShock 3.
For Beyond?
Yeah.
Holy shit, what?
I gotta find that one. And then for Knack, apparently the second player is just gonna be like a helper character who will only be available when Knack is small. Here, it's right here. It's also asynchronous, so second player can jump into the game and control Robo-Knack, smaller, less powerful version of the main character, and lacks the abilities, some of the abilities of Knack, and isn't available in scenes when Knack is like really gigantic. And so Robo-Knack can do things like fight enemies, collect items on the map, and even give health. So yeah, there's that. Okay.
You know, because like for a split second when you said multiplayer, I was like, oh my god, is that a team deathmatch? Because everyone's using like their like spiritual power thing to kill people. Like, oh man, you had me scared there for a moment.
That would be hilarious, but no. Okay, what are we gonna play it? Of course, I've been playing Gamescom. I wanted to play games like Blacklist and other stuff, but I just haven't had the time. I have a kid now, and she wants to be held. And I don't like Kinect games that much, so I need my hands to play games. Like, most significantly, the thing I've been playing around with was, so we had Steam, and then later we had Origin, and to a lesser extent, we have Uplay, the Ubisoft one, and now we have Battle.net. Battle.net, the Blizzard online service, now has its own app that auto-updates StarCraft, World of Warcraft, and Diablo. And so I downloaded the beta, and it was just like, oh, it was really cool. And I remembered that I had World of Warcraft, the starter edition, and I thought, I don't know what I was thinking at the time, but I was just like, you know what? This is the end of the generation. I'm going to do some of the things that lots of gamers have done, but I've never done. And, just see if I am missing something. And so one of those things is like, I'm going to get to level 20. I'm going to beat the starter edition of World of Warcraft, which is up to level 20. I've never been to level 20 before. And it's like, okay, let's do this. And this time I played as a warrior, and it has been way easier than I remember. And I understand they've tweaked the game so that the opening content, which, as I understand it, is everything up to level 60, is faster to get through. And so it's been pretty smooth. Got to level 16, I think, and it only took me 2 days, and I haven't died yet. I used to die a lot. Oh, yep. So so that's one of the goals. Eventually, so I'm planning to sort of look at why everyone thinks Skyrim is so awesome, because I have it on Steam. I got it for free, and it's like, yeah, okay, I'll check that one out. And then, now that Minecraft has been announced...
Okay, sorry, I was about to mention Minecraft, but, see, what I don't get is, why don't you just, okay, because you're older than me, so, it would make sense, because you're old. I mean, not to, knock on you because you're older or whatever, but, don't you just get to a point where it's your tastes have developed and you know what you're like and what you're comfortable with, and it's this is my cup of tea and I'm so enjoying it. Why would I go and drink this cup of tea? I don't know what's in it. It could be terrible, or it could kill me, or it could be or I've tried it before and I never liked it. So why are you going back to World of Warcraft and Minecraft and Skyrim?
I think the thing is my taste is I like new stuff. And the new stuff isn't necessarily what's new for everyone. It's what's new for me. So, World of Warcraft, that's the reason I'm not playing a hunter, which I've done before, and I'm not playing as whatever the magic thing is. This time I'm choosing a totally different class, totally different race, and I'm just running through it that way. And I understand every race class combination has a different starting stuff. So this time I'm simply trying to get further than I've ever gone before. Minecraft I've never tried before, so that's just something that I want to see. And Skyrim, I have seen the intro, and that's about it. That one I'm most sort of skeptical about, because I did play a bit of Morrowind, I think. Or what was the third one?
That was Morrowind.
Morrowind? Yeah. So I played the beginning of that one. And, never really got...
Yeah, I like the beginning of that one, actually. Because, when you get to, choose your character, based on, what your answers are to the thingy. Yeah.
That one was funny, because, I couldn't... Apparently, there's a bunch of weapons scattered in the opening dungeon, and, you pick one, and then that sort of helps choose your class. And I didn't see any of that stuff, so when I got out, it was oh, you're a monk, right? Because I was punching rats and spiders.
No, that's Oblivion.
Oh.
I think.
Oh, right, that's the fourth one. Oh, the third one I never played then.
Ah.
I played Oblivion. And yeah, I was just this is okay. But, I don't know what the main story is, and I'm just wandering the countryside, and I found a thing that I can do, but this is what my virtual life in Oblivion is going to be. I'm going to be an arena fighter, and I will never know what is happening outside in the world. It's like, I think I could just play a fighting game for this. It won't be first person, but it'll be fun. So yeah, like, I want to see what all the hype was about. Now that the hype has totally died down.
See, now I'm wondering what RPG would say. If he'd be like, well, he'd make one of those comments about, like, oh, there's so many people that have terrible taste or something. So, yeah.
But
or that one time we were talking about, he's like he doesn't have any faith in people to, like, make rational decisions or something. He'd make some quip about that. I have no faith in humanity, blah, blah, blah. You didn't say that. But that's the gist of what he was saying, but he didn't say it. I'm putting words in his mouth.
Something like that. Maybe. Well, that's why I got to try it for myself, right? So yeah, that's sort of the quest I started on. But not to be derailed from my quest to get up to 25% of the achievements by the end of August on Steam. 2% more to go. Who knows how much is left? I tried playing Payday with randoms, and it was miserable.
Oh, really?
Oh my gosh! I joined one. So you remember the framing one we were trying to do?
Yeah.
I want to see the end of that one, so I was like, I kept joining public games that were playing framing, and like the one that I finally got into. Immediately, like, I entered the game, and, like, 2 guys were down, and I rescued one guy, and the other guy didn't get rescued, and then he's just, like, started cursing me out. It's like, you left me, and I was like, what are you talking? I just got in here. I saw one. Yeah, I picked him up. And then later, he's just, like, stupidly running through the parking lot, and everyone is shooting at him, and then he went down, and I was like, well, I don't want him yelling at me again, so I'm going to go save him, but this is suicide. And I sort of run over it, and obviously I go down, and then another guy goes down, and it's just like, you suck, Traptical, you suck. And it's just like, there were like 50 guys. Why did you run out there? And then later, so we got to the Payday mission of that campaign, and like, we were trying to stealth it, obviously, and they had gotten all the paintings, so we had 8 cameras to look through. And, oh man, that makes it way easier to find the things that you have to pick up. But the stealth mechanics are still kind of, you're not really sure when they're going to see you or not. And the first few times, like, he kept blaming me. It's like, oh, he spotted you. It's like, I wasn't even in the house. I was on the roof. He's like, it wasn't me. It must have been Traptical. It's just like, I'm miserable. But, yeah, that game is okay.
Like I always say, stranger danger. That's all I'm saying.
And then, for some reason, I'm trying to recall why I suddenly got onto this, but, I am now looking for virtual on games. I have on the Dreamcast one, but I've never owned a Dreamcast, so I can't play that one. I have the re-release on the 360, and I was just like, I want to see, what happened to this franchise? Is it just gone? Like, because I loved the first one in the arcade. It was like the first game that I worked at to be competitive in it. And yeah, I remember like afternoons at the arcade in Taiwan, it was like I would put in 1 coin and sit there for about 2 hours because people would come and challenge and they'd all lose. I was like, oh, this is so cool. I'm gonna go online and look up tips and like get better. And it was really awesome. And then I didn't have a Dreamcast, didn't have a Saturn, didn't have any of the Sega systems. And then the 360 one, I was like, oh, so yeah, I was just curious to find out what happened to the franchise. Apparently, it's gone. There was one last 360 port of the 4-player arcade game that was only released in Japan, and then I don't know, people didn't like that one or something. That's not really much. That's not what I played per se, because I don't have any of them. But yeah, just adventures in gaming. Didn't get to stream anything, which was sad. Not enough time.
Yeah, I noticed you were not on Twitch as often. I was like, oh.
I miss it. Well, so I wanted to stream like PC stuff, but I can't figure out how to use OBS with full screen things.
Ah.
So
you didn't want to play in windowed mode?
Well, there was that at first, and then later, like, oh, wait a minute, even if I played it in window mode, it would still be, like, I'm playing online games, and I don't have the bandwidth to stream at this bitrate and play online at the same time. And I was like, I don't want to do this. Do I just want to record it and then upload it later? And say, I don't know. Ended up not doing any of those things. Just played online. Played some World of Warcraft, which no one wants to watch anyway. Played some Diablo, which actually that was really fun with randoms. Leveled up way faster than I could alone, in which I was dying a lot alone. And then and then Payday. So that was my week of gaming that no one got to see.
Alright, well, I've been playing on PSP, PS1 Classic. I need to go back and look at how to get the other endings for Vanguard Bandits, but whatever. I will totally put a playthrough of that on YouTube, because it's just... I forgot to mention, this is one thing I've been meaning to mention about the game. Okay, so, another unit in the game is a Centaur mech, which is half horse, half human. I've never seen that before in my life until I played that game. I was like, a Centaur effing mech? That is how awesome that game is. And that's why you should play it, because there's an effing Centaur mech. Seriously. Anyway, I went to play Breath of Fire 3, or 4. Wait, no, it's 4. Yeah, Breath of Fire 4, because I started playing it one time ago, and I got stuck, like, early on. This time I got past it, so yay, I'm finally able to play it, and I was probably stuck at a door or something, whatever. So, I'm playing it now, and it wants me, like, okay, I met some dude in the desert, he's like, you can be my apprentice, and, like, once you learn these once you do this combo and come back to me, I'll give you the spell or ability. But I need to, like, look that up to how to do it, because you apparently need to, like, combo your elemental attacks into something, but I don't even know if we have them yet, or if I leave and can I come back later, because I don't want to, like, leave and do it and then have to come back, so we'll see. But I'm enjoying it. It's nothing has happened yet. It's basically the beginning, and you, like, get your party, and, like, the stuff's going down, but you don't know what's going down, because, like, apparently one character's sister's missing, and you're trying to rescue her, and, like, the dragon dude is like, oh, well, I woke up here naked, and I guess I'm a dragon, so, Or I don't think do they know he's a dragon yet? I don't think they know. He's like, oh, I had this dream about a dragon or something, or he could talk to a dragon that they like found later or whatever. And I've never played like any of the. I briefly played Breath of Fire 3, but I got stuck. And then like I've never played any of the series, but I knew it was or before 5, and like they didn't make any more because Capcom's evil like that. Like it was pretty much liked by people. So I was like, oh well, whatever. So I wanted to check it out. And then on console...
they're making Breath of Fire 6.
They are?
For phones.
Nah.
Gamer.
It is the actual sequel, though, so...
Wow. Times have changed.
Yeah.
That's where Japanese games go to die, on cell phones. Or franchises, rather. They were once beloved on console that are no longer They're like D-list actors. It's like, yeah, we just make commercials now. But, games on console. So Mass Effect 3, whew, man, that game. I almost had like an epic crack out this week, but I decided to play Splinter Cell instead. So I was like, I'm making very good progress in that game, like just going through it. And then I looked up this exploit to where you can keep your Galaxy at War percentage high, so I don't have to keep playing multiplayer. Cause like I'm trying not to like lose my mind having to keep uploading videos and like it's kind of getting to me, but it's like whatever, because I'm trying to like keep on and stuff. So it's like I got I'm trying to get like challenges done on multiplayer, and then like to keep my galactic readiness up, but then also play the single player. But I can't. I only have 2 arms and 2 eyes, so I can't, and like 1 body. So it's like not possible to play the game like in 2 modes at different times or at the same time. So it's like I'm trying to focus on single player now, and I'll come back to multiplayer and finish that off later. So I'm at the part where you're about to cure the genophage, where like stuff, man, like, and then like once I finish that, everything is downhill. It's like just or like the pace of the game picks up and like just it's like a lot easier. Like, but like it builds up to the genophage thing, and then like after that, it's just like all downhill from then, just like easiness. Then I was about to say something about multiplayer, but whatever. Like I'm still enjoying it, and yeah, I got grabbed by a banshee while I was a ghost or a geth infiltrator, and I was invisible. Whatever, like it happens. But I had like a 90% extraction rate on all my matches so far. Only one that I did not make it out where the banshee grabbed me, and like whatever. So it happens. What else have I been playing? Oh, okay. The game I've played the least of like the three that I've been playing, which is Payday, Splinter Cell, and XCOM, is like that's what I'm playing the least of is XCOM, the Bureau Declassified. I played through the tutorial stage, and then, oh my gosh, that game is a slow effing burn. Like it does not let you get to the freaking like prologue level after the tutorial because you have to like sit through all these the conversations, and it was like really annoying to me because like I knew there's a conversation like system in the game, but I like didn't know like it was going to be Mass Effect style. Like I just wanted the combat to be Mass Effect style, but like this discussion tree system is like such a disservice to Mass Effect. It's like or not to Mass Effect, but like it's just such a disservice to the players that play. Like you can just skip through it, but like it's annoying because it doesn't really like have any like reason to be there. Like it. Oh, whatever. It's just dumb. It's annoying. It shouldn't be in there. Whatever. It's just be like every other game where it's like, oh, here's a cutscene. Oh, we're talking, and it's done. You don't have to like. There's no reason for it to be there. Let's see what else. Because like it's. I'm not gonna go there. Whatever. So, gameplay is fun, but it's really weird because I'm playing on like the next highest difficulty, which is veteran, not the highest difficulty. So.
Why not?
Because commander mode, like once your characters go down, you cannot, and like you revive them, you can't use them for the rest of the level. It's just you and whoever else is alive. So It's like the odds would be really stacked against you if you're just one dude without a squad the whole time in a squad-based game on your first time through. So like, yeah, that's not happening.
But Tekken, you're a one-man army.
Gamer.
So no.
I want to play the other game. I don't want to be beating my head against it, even though I kind of did that on Splinter Cell or whatever. So it's enjoying because like the abilities that they have work in tandem really good with like because you have like a flesh ability from one class and like you can flesh enemies out of cover, and then like when you queue up your that's the other cool thing is like all the cool stuff that like it has going on like tactically is really cool. The only annoying thing is when your squad mates are like in cover and they're taking damage and they won't stay down to like not shoot, and there's no order to give to them to be like don't move and go like don't move, just like you just want to say don't move because like when you go out of cover you can take damage. So it's like, and they're always complaining about it. They're like, oh, I'm taking damage, oh heal me. It's like, oh my gosh, dude, if you would just sit there and like not do anything and let me take care of this. I got this handled, and like that wouldn't happen. But no, and of course like you have the heal ability, so they're just like bitching you the whole time, like, oh heal me, Commander, heal me. It's like, it's like if I could just tell them not to do anything until their powers recharge, and then use their powers because they're completely useless in combat, and like, well they're not useless, but it's like their whining gets so annoying. It's like ugh, and it's funny because I got myself killed because on like the tutorial level because you're supposed to get to this helicopter to evacuate. But I didn't know like that like where the helicopter would be. So before the battle starts and the helicopter gets there, I told my like engineer dude to put a turret on the stairs. I didn't know it would block me from like going up the stairs, but now I know. But now I know in the future. Oh, it's an exploit. You can't get past the turret until you blow it up. And so like I put it on the stairs to like have the elevation above the ground so it could like shoot down on everything. And I had both of them like have Overwatch from that down. Okay, okay, calm down again. So they could have Overwatch down to the battlefield. And so, like, so that's, like, the other cool thing I like about this game is, like, I can take all my XCOM knowledge and, like, use it in this game, even though it's, like, it's kind of different, but similar, like, or different perspective, but, like, same gameplay mechanics. So, like, you still have cover, but the cover's weird, because you're always, it's, like, never full cover, so because you have to be able to shoot over it, so, yeah. But, like, that happened, and then, like, the helicopter got there, and they're like, hurry up and get on, but I couldn't get on, so, like, there's, like, this thing that happened, and, like, the bomb went off, and everybody died, and I had to do it over, but I was like, whatever. But so far I'm enjoying the combat and that stuff. It's just, but I'm not very far. Like the prologue, I haven't even finished that mission yet. So I'm not gonna go back to it until I finish Splinter Cell. Payday 2, so good, so good. The only thing I do not like is the stupid mission selection system. Like,
terrible.
I just wish you could go to a list and be like, I want to do this mission, this difficulty, like in Payday 1. Like, this one is so annoying how it's completely random of what will pop up on the map. Like, it doesn't even matter that the map's there. Like, a map, like, where the mission takes place in DC does not matter what the difficulty is, doesn't matter, like, what, anything, like, whatever. It's just like, oh, here's presentation points for our review. But it's kind of weird that it's like it's enjoyable, but like you kind of get annoyed that you have to grind towards stuff since it's like so level based. So it's like, you know, you don't get access to the abilities that are like really helpful and useful until later on. So it's like I wish I could blow up the safes with C4 charges or pick locks because I haven't put the skills into them. But I guess in order to like not do that, I had to put it into like the tech and mastermind, which is what I'm going for, to be the drill dude, the zip tie dude, and the level up fast dude, because you get like a ability that lets you and your team level up faster. But I keep forgetting to put points in that one, so I need to do that so we can all level up a bit faster. What else? Okay. Splinter Cell Blacklist. This game. It's like I'm in love all over again because like I remember really enjoying Conviction, and it basically kept a lot of the same stuff, but like balanced it out and put in new stuff that made it even better. So they added that like the sonar goggles that like when you first get them are not as godly as they are in Conviction, so they don't have like the range of just like the whole building that you're in. So that's been kicking the crap out of me lately, but it's like I got used to it. And I think there's like upgrades you can get to like get it to be farther, so we'll see. I didn't figure that out until like just today, so I need to like buy those upgrades. And then it's cool because you get money to spend and like you upgrade the plane that you're on, because you're in a plane like on Metal Gear Solid, like in Metal Gear Solid 4, you just go around and like doing missions. And so like you upgrade that and like gives you like different bonuses and stuff while you're doing missions. And then it's cool because you have like 4 NPC characters, Grim, Griggs, Charlie, and a prisoner dude who I'm not going to spoil. So you have those 4 people who give you missions to like that are like side missions from the campaign missions, and it's cool because all of those missions are different mission types. So like one of them is like a horde mode where it's basically you can solo it or like get a random person online to help you, and basically every time I had that option I just be like, whatever, I'm going to solo. So I've been soloing everything instead of like teaming up because it's Stranger Danger. So Gamer didn't have the game yet, so I couldn't team up with him. So yeah, thanks Gamer, or thanks UPS or
Thanks,
Amazon, whoever. Thanks Amazon. So you have like the horde mode, which is really cool because it's like I think it's like a max level, or not max level, but like you have a maximum of 20. Or was it 40? I don't remember waves. But like you have the option to extract it every 5 waves and take the money that you've won, or keep going. Nice. So, and like it keeps getting harder and harder. But it's like still like, well, I guess I was soloing, but so it's probably like a lot harder than it should have been. But like it's in like, and it gives you the enemy count too, like every wave, and like it was like 20 dudes on wave 5, and I'm like, what? I'm one person. Like like I had just started and didn't have like a lot of stuff like freaking upgraded, so it was like it was kind of hard, but I still got through it. So I was like, whatever, I'm not doing this again until Gamer can help me, because or until I get like really, or that's the other thing. It's like one of the missions that I didn't do was like the prisoner dude, because he sent you on a mission and it sent me against enemy types I hadn't faced yet in the campaign. I didn't know how to like approach them, and it was like dudes with armor who can only be taken down with death from above takedowns or only from the back, or only from the back stealthy takedowns. And then there's shield dudes like in Payday, they have like the riot shields or whatever. So like they added those, and you can only take them down from the back, obviously. Oh, also they have helmets on. They're like bulletproof, so you can't just headshot them. So it's like, oh man, you can't headshot them. You have to basically stealth kill them, or you can be ghost and just like completely sneak around them. But I'm Panther style, so it's like they gotta die. So yeah, well, they don't have to, but it's like I see it's like I'm a fish and you're like throwing a worm in front of me. It's like, ooh, I gotta eat it, or yeah. It's like bait. It's like, ooh, gotta get it. So there's like the horde mode thingy, and then the you can you can't be spotted or more reinforcements will be sent against you. So it's like you start off with a certain amount of enemies in the stage, and if you don't alert any of them, it's just that many. But if you do alert them, then more reinforcements will be sent and like show up, so you have like more dudes to kill. The third one is a co-op mission with you and Griggs, but I haven't played any of those because it's co-op only. That's like the only one that's co-op only. The other three, or the other ones, can be soloed. And I guess, was the fourth one a different mission type? I think the fourth one is just like any other mission. You have objectives and you go through them. It's just optional. So, or is it?
Well, Grimm's missions is if you get spotted, the game's over.
Oh yeah, the completely stealthy ones. Yeah. That was really cool because I'm glad they put that in there because like the first one is really good. Like you're on this dock thing and like this boat of this billionaire dude or whatever, and like whenever you're going through, like all the henchmen are talking about, man, this guy is so rich and like blah blah blah, and like there's all this stuff in there. Oh, another enemy. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm like my mind is like trying to remember like the different game types and the different enemy types. I'm like thinking about it in my brain. It's like popping both of them, but they also added dogs, so it's like you're so effed with dogs because like they will like not only will they like when they're annoying as hell because when they get spooked they spook all the other NPCs, so it's like they're like the top threat, I would say, because they can smell you and they can hear you, so it's like F me if I get near a dog because they'll be like Arr! And then like the guards will be like, oh, you hear something, boy, and just like start following around and they lead them right to you, so it's like, oh, you effing dogs. So it's like PETA's not gonna like this game because I've killed many a dog in this game. Sorry, PETA, but you know they had it coming. I talked about the armor dudes and shield dudes, and they also had the similar enemy types from the Conviction that are like just like Sam, where he has like goggles that can see where you're at, but I don't think they're like the same to where they can see where you're at with like out you move or towards like they can see you through everything or whatever. Like they had like the same goggles as Sam did, so they could like see you in the dark or something. So it's like they're not as awesome as those ones, but they're close because they have like and like they're smoke bombs, so like so you can't see and you're like, oh, where they at? It's like it's really cool. But yeah, I'm thinking like 50. I think I'd say like I'm 50% through the campaigns. I haven't finished it yet, but I'm enjoying it. So I haven't even played multiplayer yet, so I can't even tell my Stealth Ninja awesome stories that we haven't had yet. So wait for those because those are going to be fun. But besides that, I believe that's all I've been playing.
Yeah, pretty much. I just experienced Gone Home. Definitely, you guys should pick that up, but don't pay $20 for it. That is too much for that game. Pay like $10 or maybe $15 when it goes down. Yeah, $20 too much. But man, it's a great experience. The voice acting in the game, spectacular. Man, the game is good. The game is really good.
Interesting.
But I was kind of disappointed. Like before the game was coming out, the developer was like, "Oh, we want the level of interaction to be like enormous. Like you want to open every door, every drawer." But it's like they did that, but they didn't put anything interesting in those drawers or in those like spaces. Like, there's certain spaces where it's awesome because like this game is based in 1995, so all the tech is old. Like there's like a VHS cabinet and it's full of stuff where I would just be like, yep, that would be my cabinet. Like X-Files episodes, movies ripped from HBO and Cinemax. Like
that's awesome.
All there, but like the music from the 90s, that's not my type of music from the 90s. Like whatever they put in the game. So I was like, every time I put a tape, because like there's tape players all over the place for some reason. And there's cassettes, and when you put a cassette, you could hear music, but like the music is definitely not my type of music. If you're a girl, maybe, but as a man in the '95 era, no. No. Give me my Green Day, so. But yeah, great game.
Not like from what I've been hearing, it feels like it would be a Game of the Year contender. Is that not the case?
For me? No. Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely not. Because once you run through it, it's like, oh, that was a great experience, but I'm only gonna do the experience once. Like, if you go through it again, it's like it's not the same impact. Like playing like a Heavy Rain or Walking Dead, like playing it again will just like diminish the first playthrough, right? So, the first playthrough is definitely, maybe yeah, maybe it'll be a 10, yeah, for sure, if out of 10. Like, if I was rating games, like, it'll be my 10th game to put in the list, yeah, for sure. Because, Last of Us, that's my number one. But yeah, definitely pick that up whenever you can, whenever it gets cheap, so that's a good game. Then just, a bunch of Payday with Tekken yesterday and a bunch of randoms. It is so hard to stealth in a game without the proper gear. Like I always tell the people I'm with, like, I could never get stealth. We tried to get stealth, but then something wrong happens. Like, we didn't have someone had a cell phone, someone saw the civilian, saw a guy with a mask, like,
Wait, didn't we
we got one
fully stealth that one time on the jewelry heist?
Yeah, we got one stealth one.
We got one. I want every run to be a stealth run. Because stealth runs, the only pro is that the time in the match is dramatically reduced when you have a stealth run. Like, that 9 minutes becomes 3 minutes. The 15 minutes becomes 2 minutes. Like, it becomes really short. So you could do multiple runs over and over again. But yeah, not having the proper gear is just kind of irritating. And the leveling up, it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, it gets very grindy.
I want to get the C4. I'm 8 levels away, but those 8 levels, every level gets incrementally longer to get to the next level. So right now, it's like it takes like $20,000 of instant cash that's not offshore to upgrade. So it's like, can't I just take that offshore money because I have like $50 million? Can I just convert that down to like 1 million? Yeah. But yeah, just I like the game, even though I'm a bit disappointed. Like, it seems half-baked. It seems not done at all, the game. Like, I've been playing the same heist over and over again, and supposedly you don't get other heists until level 40.
Jeez.
I'm like, what the hell? Jeez Christ. And I like, playing the same ones over again. Then, like, the framing one, I think that is technically broken. Unless you could do stealth. It is broken. Come on, there's no way you can stealth that. Even with 3 people.
Well, so we got super close one time. We were on, like, all we had to do was get the 5th item. And I was like, oh, we could see whatever comes next, but then something happened and then it failed. I was like, dang it.
Yeah, that's not possible until you can stealth it. Like, someone's a ghost, 2 people are ghosts maybe, with proper gear. And
I think we only had, in fact, only 2 people went into the building. 2 of us stayed on the roof.
Yeah, I played with some randoms. That was their way of doing it. Like, they told specifically, you 2 up here, look at the camera. And okay. Because like, we were low level and like, they were high level. It's like, okay, we'll listen to you guys. You guys know what you're doing. But then they fucked up somewhere in the plan. Yeah, that mission especially is difficult. Even though normal, it's like, you need to know what you're doing. It's irritating. I thought that game would be like have a bunch of heists because like they already had the groundwork finished for Payday 1. All they had to do was create more missions and maybe tweak the.
It came out where they said they're gonna have like more DLC or something. So
yeah, but DLC, the game was already $40. Like, come on, guys, come on. Oh wait, yeah, it was $30 on PC, $40 on PS3. Yeah.
Wow. Hopefully it's
come
free
on,
then.
my guys. Oh, well, the pre-order DLC is free, at least. But they need to like at least boost the mission count a bit and remove that stupid, ridiculous UI thing. So stupid. Yeah, had a fun time with like Tekken because like we were like we were like in a party, like we were just like playing this one dude over and over again. It was nuts. Just leveling up, playing on very hard missions. And yeah, that's it. Tried to play some Saints Row 4, that couldn't work on streaming for some reason. Then yeah.
How far did you get on Splinter Cell?
Not that far. I'm still like on the first mission.
Oh.
When you invited me. You know, because I'm playing on the realistic. That game is hard.
Yeah, I'm playing on realistic too. It's fun. It's fun on realistic.
Yeah. Too. One burst from a dude, I'm down. I'm dead.
Yeah, it's like 2 shots, you're down.
Yeah, I love it.
Even after you upgrade your armor, it's weird.
Oh,
like,
really?
Well, I guess I didn't upgrade it. Like I got like one of my Pure armors was like more armory than the normal armor, but it doesn't really seem like it. So now I'm wondering, like, if I didn't have that, would I just die in one hit? If like regular customers are like, man, this game's hard. It's funny too, because like when I got it from GameStop, the dude was like, "Oh man, they sent me a promo copy of this. I was playing it. It's hard." I was like, good. I didn't say that. I was thinking, "Ooh, good challenge."
And I'm playing it non-lethally, so that could be making it worse.
I think I'll try that my second time through. Is just not even touching people. But I have to. That is like my predatory stealth game of just like I have to go through and be completely ruthless to people just because it's so satisfying. Just like see Sam Fisher in those animations when he just like sneaks up behind someone, like just stabs them, shanks them, shoots them, whatever. Just so good. Just fix it. It's like the one game I feel good to be bad in. Just it never gets old. Shooting people in the face, choking them out, slitting throats, throwing them over buildings, or like grabbing them over ledges and throwing them down. It's like, oh, it's so great, so great.
Oh man, I don't play like that. Jesus, I have to play it. Don't kill anyone because they're not trying to kill me until they try to kill me. But
gamer, they're bad guys. They have to go, or like they've done things to people and stuff. They're bad dudes. They have to pay. like the Hunters in The Last of Us. That game changed me. Somebody's got to pay for this.
So you guys kind of have an idea. Is it possible to play it even more stealth than non-lethal, as in no encounters? You just sneak past everyone?
Yeah, I think it's possible. You just have to use a ton of distractions though, because they're in set paths, right? So the only way to get them off their path is to distract them from some, like, either you press select, right? Is it?
Yeah, select.
That
is so fun.
To say,
that is so
over
fun.
Over here.
I love doing that. Just like get somebody to like walk around. They don't know what's coming. It's just it's so good, so good. Like shing, and they're down.
Connect them. But yeah, the game seems much improved over Conviction for sure.
Wow. And I thought Conviction was good.
Oh, also they fixed the whole like when you have mark and execute, like you can't just like your range of execution is completely nerfed. Like I found that out the hard way. Cause I'd always have my executions ready, but I would be like, I can't even execute anybody, and you have to be like so close to them. But you can still shoot through like solid objects, but it doesn't matter because you have to be so close to them. So.
Can you still do things like some of the things you could mark were like environmental objects?
Yeah, you can still do that.
Do that. But you don't have to be really close to those, because that sounds kind of weird. Like I have to be standing.
Oh no, you don't have to be. You don't have to be. You don't have to be close to mark them. You just have to be close to execute them.
Right, but
if you can't execute, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I haven't tried it out on environmental stuff. I haven't been using that, so I don't know.
Because like, if it's like exploding barrel, you have to be really close to it to shoot it. That would not be smart.
Yeah, game seems fun. Oh, I've been playing DuckTales Remastered.
Oh, how's that?
That game is hard. Like, yeah, well, I did put it on hard, so
it
that
was
could be
hard
the problem.
Back in the day too.
And I was like, I never knew how. Oh, I played it to the first part because there's this Amazon level. Played through the jungle, then I didn't know there was just like this cave thing. Like, oh my god, I'm already on like 1 health with one life left. Like, I can't make it. And I went to the boss. I got killed in one hit. Even though I could see the pattern he's trying to do, but I didn't.
Oh, also, while speaking of Splinter Cell, Sam Fisher retweeted me on Twitter. It was weird.
Yeah, so who is that? Is that...
I have no idea.
Is Sam Fisher Twitter?
I guess.
It's weird. Oh, man, that actor who's playing Sam Fisher, so one note, dude. Oh, my God. Like, at least have some enthusiasm when you're acting.
I agree.
Jesus Christ.
It's all monotone, like no voice change at all.
Terrible.
And man, Grim. Why do they have to make her have big breasts?
I didn't notice that Game Room. I'm kind of weirded out by
They're
that.
squeezing out of her shirt. Like, give me a break.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's about it.
Cool.
Alright, well I guess that ends our Uber edition of episode 202 of Aimless Babble Z.
Gamescom was fun. And it's not over yet, so we'll probably have more Gamescom stuff to talk about next time. Sorry if you're looking forward to stealth, but that's what happened.
That's how stealthy it was.
Yeah.
We kind of talked about it, but did we? Did we really? Or was it just the wind coming from the speakers of us talking about it so stealthily? Snuck off into the night.
Yeah, so check us out. Aimlesspodcast.com, also on YouTube, and Twitter. Follow us on Twitter. Is that what they do? Tweet us on... Follow our Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah, and stuff. So, RPG's not here, so wherever he's at, who knows, and stuff. Oh, he said something about them. Oh, I don't know if he wants me to say that, so I guess I won't say it, but I want to say it. But I'll ask him next time, then I can totally talk about it. But yeah, I know where he may or may not be. But
oh,
yeah.
I see. Mm-hmm.
Just like I can't talk about his other salacious event because I don't know if he wants me to talk about it. But yeah, whatever. I didn't believe him until I saw it on his Facebook, and yeah, that was interesting. But yeah, it's a famous podcast, so until next week, or whenever you hear from us again, until next episode, we are now signing off.
Just another quiet day.